What's up, YouTube? I want to say good morning to you all that is here. Hold on, let me move this vacuum cleaner behind here so I don't be all in the back. There's a lot that's going on in this background. But good morning to you all. I want to say thank y'all so very much for coming through on this lovely morning show. Super excited for that. You know, it's a lot that have been going on the previous day that we could call up. But I just want to say thank you to the viewers that came through, the returning viewers, and also the new viewer as well. I love that y'all are here on this lovely morning. Some of y'all on your way to work. All right, got to get in. Yes. On y'all way to work, and that was it's a perfect thing. So I love that. Also. We have uploaded the Zoom on our YouTube. So if you are a member, if you should get the notification, you're there. So we live tape it on Zoom, and you got to give it a day or two before it goes public on YouTube. Yeah, because we get into some things on Sunday. So Sunday, we may change it a little hour later so more people can come, but it still will be early, not as too late. Because I like the early day, but I'm going to see my schedule to see if I'm completely off on the rest of these Sundays of the month, so I could do a little time shift so I can make sure I be on time for that. For the people that's on the West Coast, because y'all 2 hours behind us, so we start at 12. That would be still 10 a.m. y'all time. So I'm going to try in 1 on the East Coast. So I'm going to try to see about a schedule change, but I'm gonna see if I'm off on those Sundays to actually do that. But yes, and also Vegas, we respond to all the emails, you guys. We were gonna do Hell's Kitchen, but we got to make reservations, and I can't depend on y'all to show up. So we just go to regular restaurants where we don't have to too much. We can make a reservation, but we won't be penalized if we don't show up, because Hell's Kitchen, they charge you $50 if you cancel your reservation or don't show up, $50 to your credit card. And I'm not taking that risk. All right. So, but I'm excited about Vegas because it's going to be super exciting. Now, there's plenty shows that are there. It's like a Motown show that is there. I may look into that for we to go into that. So make sure you have your money ready when I send that amount, including taxes, so we can all sit together. So I'm looking at different type of shows and everything like that. So have your money already saved. You ain't got it, you ain't gonna have it. Okay. But make sure it is not refundable. Once we buy the tickets, I will not refund you your money back. You cannot show up unless somebody else gonna come, and then you will get your money back for that, because we're not doing all this refunds and stuff like that. So, because we've been planning and talking about Vegas since the beginning, actually last year we've been talking about Vegas for this time is coming up. You know about it. We send an email, wileyshowproduction@gmail.com. So you have any questions, email me or text me. Make sure if you do come, I'm going to send you my cell number, so you can be notified, so we can link up in Vegas. So I'm just making these quick announcements because I know a lot of y'all going to say, I didn't know, or I wish I could have made, I'm going to be there next year. I hear that a lot of people that say they're going to be there next year. Next year come, they don't come. But I'm excited for the people that are going to come. I'm saving just like everybody else is saving, so we can have a beautiful time. All right, beautiful time. But so if you come, make sure if we go to a restaurant, they don't do all them split checks. Bring your money, preferably have your Cash App information, so you can put it on my Cash App card and we can just pay it just with one card. Boom. All right. Have a Cash App. You don't have a Cash App, something wrong with you in 2023. You need to have those. That is the future. We are more so going into a cashless society, whether you want to believe it or not. We are. Banks are going more and more into a cashless society. They want to get away from the paper. So you got to get with the program. All right. Even to get my mom to get with the program too, because this is the time we're living in. That it's getting out of place going to ATM and got to get cash and pay with cash. Even barbershops now are get with the program with Cash App, because people are not dealing with cash anymore. They're not going to get deposit. I can't even tell you the last time I have paid in cash. I just cannot remember the last time I paid like in physical like currency. Like I can't remember. So, but we're gonna get into our first segment here, and we're gonna talk about the chief. Sally's is been picked by Brandon Johnson. He has been picked as the police chief, and now we have an activist. Y'all know him. He came on the show previously. This is Tyrone Muhammad. Is here. Tyrone, good morning, sir, to you. I'm going to make sure I bring the chief down. Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I got these earbuds in, but I had to take them off.
Yeah, it's kind of breaking up on your ear.
Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of breaking up. But I also have the phone number. I also have the phone number where you can call in as well if the video part don't work.
That's out now.
Oh, it's still like breaking out. Maybe you come back in. Do you have it on your Wi-Fi? If so, just take it up or put it on your Wi-Fi because it's still like
it's on Wi-Fi. It's on Wi-Fi now. I don't know if that makes a difference.
Maybe if you come back in, and we'll definitely bring you on and everything, so we can get your thoughts.
Let me do that.
Okay,
let me do that
on this pick. But yeah, so the people that just here, Brandon Johnson just picked a new police chief. All right, Chief Sally. He will be Chief Larry Sally's. He will be the new police chief if the City Hall approve him, City Council approve him. A lot of people should know him if you're in the city of Chicago, if you was at District 7. I know of his work because he was the commander of District 7 for a little while. All right, there you go. It's much better now. Activists, I would say.
How about now?
Speaker, yes, I can hear you clearly. Good morning.
Can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me now. Do you have it on mute? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Let me see. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see.
I can't hear.
I know he can't hear me now. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know StreamYard is that way. Can you hear me now?
Unmute.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
How about now?
Yeah, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me now. Oh yeah. Maybe you come back. Hold on, let me do this. Because yeah, StreamYard, it does that. StreamYard does that. It like go in and out and everything. That's why I do the timestamps as well, because it does that. It really, really does that. Yes, and it sounds much better, but he have to hear us as well. So bear with us, you guys. We're gonna have this beautiful conversation. But the mayor, he picked a new police chief, and I'm quite interested in see what he's going to do. A lot of people are saying this is a good pick for the city of Chicago. A lot of people are saying that, and that wasn't Inglewood. The live in Inglewood. Many activists are saying this is a good choice. Let me know if you can hear me. Thumbs up. You can hear me, Tyrone, in the back. Can you hear me now? All right. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me now.
Nothing. Still. Can you hear me?
Let actually.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear you.
But I can't hear you.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you the number. All right. So I'm gonna tell him to call in. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me give him the number. That's what I'm gonna do here. I'm not gonna worry about that video part of it. If we could just give him the call in, that will work. Because the call in will work. Sometimes if your connection is not right, you got to be really good with this. Okay, let me call him actually. All right, and that's what we're going to do that. We're going to call him really quickly here. Let me see here. All right. Yeah. I'm going to call. Yeah, I'm going to I don't know if you can hear me now. Yeah, I'm going to call you if you can't hear me now. I'm gonna call you on the air because you can't hear me now. So I'm gonna call him. Yeah, let me do that right now. I'm gonna call him right now. Where's his number at? Because he cannot hear me. So we're gonna do this. That's why I have to do like a little test run usually. But last time he was on here, you can hear him correctly. But today is just not one of those days. All right, there we go. So we're gonna just call him directly. Remove Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yeah, there we go. So what we'll do is we'll just do it over the phone because Streamer having some problems. All right. So you did hear about the pick for Brandon Johnson, the mayor of the city of Chicago. He's going to pick a new police chief. Everybody was wondering when it's going to happen. Now he finally done it. He got a person that's been in the police force for over 3 decades. What is your thoughts of the mayor picking Brandon Johnson? Because of course you are an activist, and the media is billing it so that the activists in Inglewood is loving this pick for Larry Sellens. They are really loving it. They're loving it. That's how they're billing this.
Well, this is probably the best pick in my view, because Larry Snellen is one who's been a great commander, as well as I think he was a lieutenant, sergeant, whatever, on the ground with us while we was out in the community. So, especially when it's someone who come from the community. I'm born and raised in Inglewood. And when it's someone who come from the community that looks like you, they kind of understand the economic, social, psychological aspects of disinvestment, gang, drugs, violence, and how all those things have plagued in mental health, is plaguing our community. He represents the best choice in the sense that he knows most of us. We've interacted with him. I've been called on a number of occasions by him to help intervene in a number of situations. So, man, quite frankly, that was the only pick. That's the only selection that should have been made.
Yes. So he was saying he want to bring down crime. I want to know your thoughts on the whole shot spotter. This for those that don't know technology, that if they hear a shot, it will notify the police. There have been some issues with shot spotter because a lot of people said it discriminates against Black and brown areas and it's not that effective. And Tyrone actually kind of like, you know, he's for the program. I mean, not Tyrone, but the Mr. Larry here, our chief, he's pretty much for the program. Brandon Johnson is not. Brandon Johnson actually want to throw away from the program. So what is your thoughts on that, the shot spotter program? Do you think that they should keep that program, that technology, or they should just throw it away?
Well, I lean towards the mayor in this case, because the shot spotter hasn't been proven to prevent shootings. That's exactly what it is. It's something that makes you respond. We have too many situations where, in the aspect of, like you say, the activists and those who do intervention, the resources are given to response. It's not given to us as organizations and groups to prevent. So if it means that we eliminate that shot spotter and put more resources in the hands of those individuals on the ground that prevents the shooting in the first place, that prevents the spotter from spotting in the first place, that's the greatest investment. Everything else is just creating wealth and opportunity for someone else. I haven't seen it in a case where a shot spotter has helped the police reduce shootings. So how does a shot spotter do that? I mean, it's just like you said, it's in the Black and brown areas, and clearly someone is enriching themselves off of this spotter.
Yeah, because it costs the taxpayers a lot of money for this technology, in the millions, to be honest.
So wouldn't you think that money would be better spent in preventing the shooting, preventing the shot spotters from even having a usefulness? You know, I mean, that's what I would say. Let's prevent the shot spotter, not put a shot spotter to respond to a shooting. Let's just stop shootings altogether. And that starts on the front end. That starts with more investment in those programs and groups that do real behavior modification of those who will shoot. You understand?
Yeah, I 100% agree. What is the 3 top priorities to make the police bring to help the community? What can from a community activist point of view, what can the community do to help the police to bring down crime? What need to happen? What is the top 3 priorities that need to happen to bring down crime in many parts of the city?
Well, the first thing is the selection, right? You get the cultural specific ethical, specific individuals who kind of understand the landscape, the terrain, as well as the psychosocial issues facing our communities, right? So we did that, number one. Number two, the police has to be more, or the mayor and the police department has to be more proactive in interacting with those elements that's actually on the ground. It's not the police job, really, to be the panacea to fix every ills in our community. It's our job as community leaders, pastors, politicians, and just regular citizens to make sure our nephews, cousins, and uncles and your boyfriends not shoot and kill each other and bring down crime, or in that case, just interacting with those elements that's on the ground to where the police can be seen as a more accommodating force opposed to occupying force. You see what I'm saying? So we want them to be more hands off in the sense and inclusive as it relates to our community working with the police to even build that trust again, or build the trust, period, because we probably never had trust in the police as the people. So, thirdly, the police the mayor have to produce and get more economic opportunities for these communities. See, violence needs a job. And if you don't I don't care how much policing you put in, you can never police yourself out of disinvestment. You can't police your way out of unemployment. You can't police your way out of mental health treatment, therapy. You can't police your way out of reentry and prison reform and social change. You can't police your way out of educating the people to be more proactive in terms of the people they sent to office, and historically we have perpetually voted in the Democrat and sent the people to the office that hasn't represented our best interests, and at some point that has to end.
Absolutely. And then also we must have accountability for the community people, the residents there, because there are jobs in the community as well, but no job is going to force you to get a job.
I don't know what type of jobs you're gonna find in Inglewood, right? I don't know that. That will also pay. That will pay your bill. And that may be jobs in the suburbs. It may be jobs downtown. But I'm saying when you say there's jobs in the community, unless we own the businesses in the community, and then from the last time I looked, the Babas, the gas stations, the grocery stores, the corner stores, and all the restaurants are owned by foreigners.
Right. So I hear that piece as well, but we must also, as the government, what I believe should be implemented, that if there's no jobs in those communities, where if it's a FedEx or Amazon or whatever, to make sure that those residents be able to get there on public transit to go back to their neighborhood, and then also investments there. But we must also, tell the community members that when these places come to our communities, that we cannot shoplift, that we cannot destroy. Because when we do that, companies don't want to go into investment when they know they're going to lose so much.
Well, those things that you speak of is the thing that Dr. King said, they are only the results of those that's most affected crying out for help. So if you only see it as them just shoplifting and looting, and you don't see the underlying trauma and mental health stuff that actually causes a lot of that to happen, as well as the lack of accountability from community members to stand on other community members, then that's easy to talk about the symptoms. We have to talk about the cure. And that's what I'm saying. We have to be more intentional about this. It's not about them shoplifting. Anytime you can spend $115 million on migrants that's not even citizens, but you don't have $115 million to spend on programs that train, that deals with the mental health aspects, that also get young people ready for employment, get them employment ready, as well as get them to deal with all the underlying traumas and issues they have been under, that since from the shootings to the deaths to all the ills and issues of their households that's happening to them. It's easy to just say stop looting. But see, I don't just say stop looting. I grab a young man that will loot and say, listen, I got another opportunity for you to be deviant in those matters. But we have to be able to reach those young people. We got to be able to have access to them. The police in the Chicago area, they have over 3,500 police cars and over 18,000 police. You see what I'm saying? The community activists to cover a whole city don't have nearly the resources nor the ability to even respond to issues. So that's what I mean when I talk about response versus prevention. You have $1.8 billion for policing, and you may have $200 million just in violence intervention. You understand? That's a big difference in terms of funding and resources that's designed to prevent versus response. And the money towards response shows you the priority of our government.
Because with me, I think also, like you said, more resources need to come to those underserved communities. Correct. I believe that should happen. But then on that same token, I think parents need to be educated as well to have accountability to know where their children are. And then also, too, you know, a lot of residents that I've talked to, they're tired of being carjacked. They're tired of being robbed. They're tired of these things. And I also am a component of a well balance. I also believe that there should be consequences for your actions. If your mother get robbed or carjacked, you would want that person to be brought to justice. And now it's because it needs to be a well balance. Yes, we need the resources, but the people that they're robbing, they're not robbing the politicians. They're not carjacking the politicians. They're carjacking their own brothers and sisters. And for me,
that's right. So would you be advocating then for them to start carjacking the very people who causing them the issues?
I would be I would be more so advocating that energy should be more so used with the people with the power. But this is our job. Yeah, my job and your job.
I agree with you. 100%.
Right, to bring more, to educate them to understand who have the power, who have the understanding. Because again, we're dealing with a different enemy now. The average person that I talk to, they're not looking at the white man as their enemy. They're looking at their own brothers and sisters. I mean, Minister Farrakhan said this, he said this many years ago in his lecture, and make his job harder, because in the 60s, you knew who the enemy were. It was the white man. But now when you look at it now as the enemy who you see robbed you, carjacked you, is somebody that looked like you now. So it's difficult to try to blame the system when you see your black brother or sister. But yes, we need more resources. And Brandon Johnson, I believe that also his hands are tied because he can only do so much. It's the city council have to approve the budget, and also the state have to approve, and also the federal government had to get involved with the migrant issue, as well as all components have to work as one. But I think also as black people that live in those, that I've lived in, was born and raised in Inglewood, that have always been an issue of the lack of funding. It's not on the top priority, but a lot of the residents, they don't go in huge numbers to these events or going to city hall and complaining and let people know, signing petitions and stuff like that. It's difficult because you're only one person. You have one organization, but the problem is so complex. But we do have to tell our folks that y'all got to participate in the problem and do more complaining, not to each other, but to those people in office. If they keep seeing hundreds of residents in Inglewood show up to City Hall and speaking to City Hall and meeting with these politicians, causing all these problems there, then they will have to say, okay, this is an issue. And then the media is going to come, because they go when you can. I remember when we was at City Hall, right? When you came and spoke, what did the media do? They stopped listening to those folks because they was boring. They was on the script. You was passionate and you took over the press conference. We need more of that. We have to continue that pressure. We need people that outside agitation, what you do. And then we also need people that's on the inside. But if you on the outside creating that pressure, it makes the alderman that do believe in your ideal make his or her job better. But you need the outside, and then you also need inside. Y'all have to work together. You play your role, and the people that's on the inside, they have to play their role. And that's how
you understand. I mean, if you're thinking from where the way it's supposed to be versus the way it is, listen, bro, the inside is not going to play that role with someone like me whose job is to destroy their system. It doesn't work like that, no matter how much we hope it to be. Until we destroy the system, two-party systems that continue to shepherd the people like a flock of sheep until we get their mindset ready. And it's impossible for parents to be parents that don't know how to parent, right? Sure. You have to teach, like you said, how to parent. We need to teach parents how to be good parents. That should be a resource to help you better parent. And that should be something that's provided by the state and the city. Most of these parents need parents themselves. So the babies are acting out because the babies don't have parents as well. Because that system of community taking and raising a child is over with. So we'll walk. I've seen adults walk past children without even saying hi. Even speaking to them out of fear or whatever it may be. Where before, when we was growing up, you could not do what you want to do on these blocks without one of the adults or somebody snatch you up by your neck, the ear. It didn't matter if you was their child or not. You wasn't going to do that. Now there's no respect from the elders, nor is there respect from the children. And it's all scriptural. It's been prophesied that will happen. So now we're going to get it in order, or we're going to fall as a country, as a people, as a community. Furthermore, most people you say, let's get involved, those people are nothing but adamant complainers, because they don't even give $5 towards change. Yeah? They don't send me $5. They don't even show up when we deal what you just said, protest and demonstrate our issues and let the elected officials know. It should have been 10, 20,000 people outside of City Hall when they gave the migrants 51 million, but nothing for our communities. It should have been 51. It should have been an outrage so loud that the elected officials understood that they were about to be removed from their seats. So until we could galvanize the people and get their mindset, that's why I do what I do. I continue to prick the conscience of the masses. I'm continuing to show them that they have a voice. That's why when I speak and I stand up in the media, pay attention, I want the people to know they have the same voice. Just get out your fears and act as though, man, you should exist in peace, security, as well as in freedom. See, I have a free mindset, and I'm not beholden to no politicians or policies. So that's why I'm able to do what I do, brother. But everybody is not like that. Everybody is not me. And it's unfortunate and it's just unfortunate, but I'm going to continue to be that voice that speak out and say, thus said the Lord. You know,
yes,
I'm going to say that.
I wanted, because the who represent Inglewood, the 16th Ward, is Stephanie D. Coleman. When I was living in Inglewood, it was Latasha Thomas. And so how do you think she's doing? Do you think that she's doing a good job? Let's be honest, because I like to put a name.
None of them. I love a lot of these, but none of them are doing a good job when it comes to our community.
And what do you think that she can do in Inglewood, since she represents? What do you think she can do to be more effective? And what do you think
she has to be more vocal. They can't just be a matter of just showing up to meetings and stuff. I love Stephanie Coleman. And she can't just show up to meetings. They just can't show up at socialites and events. They have to be more proactive. We have a whole gentrification. So that's Sophia, that's Stephanie Coleman, and that's Jeanette Taylor's Inglewood, right? They have Northwest Southern have gentrified over 5 to 6 football fields wide and long of Black community, Inglewood community, yet no politicians, they have allowed it to happen in city council and in city hall. So this is what I mean, man, when I say they haven't done enough. If they have, the question you ask can really be posed, and I know you're an interviewer, but the questions we are asking are really evident. Look at our communities. Look at the condition of Inglewood. Look at the medium income gap. Look at the unemployment rate of 18 to 24-year-olds. That's over 70%. Look at the dropout rates of the schools. Look at the school closed around them. Look at the food deserts. Look at the way the roads, the streets, and the highway got grass and leaves, got trees growing out of the concrete. Listen, in order for a tree to grow out of concrete, it has to go unserviced for a long time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so when you see weeds and you see that, that's a reflection of the mindset. When you see trash all on your highway, you see no street sweepers, that's a reflection of the leadership, bro. And it's also a reflection of the community because they have no real investment in their own communities. They have no real ownership. So they really don't care about the conditions of the communities and how it looks. So we live in squalor. So really you could say that. You understand when I say that they haven't done a good job, none of them, in taking care of the community and our people, then that's what it is. Really, everybody should be removed, and a new leadership and a new mindset should be put forth unless they gonna. And it may make them do better if we run different people against them. It make them do better by us because they haven't done that, and that's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate for the independent party. That's why I'm creating a party. I'm going to run to create a party to also run aldermen in these different wards as an independent.
I want to get to your point here, and then I want to get into what you did on the hospital front. I want to because that's a good point. Because for me, when these aldermen they run, it's not like big numbers. Like you can run a successful campaign and don't wait till the last minute and just sweep. The issue is there is no, because that's what the power is. They're not winning by 80,000 people, residents vote. They're not. It'd be like 2,000, 3,000 here. You register people and talk to registered voters and really have an effective campaign and they see the work, you can sweep and have those politicians in City Hall. I think the issue is that we're not putting enough into that system, focusing on using that playbook against them and replacing them. And then once they see that, they'll understand, okay, I got to do my damn job or I'm going to get replaced because it's serious competition out there. And then also the work continues. It's evolving work, but it takes money. I understand it because in order for you to be an effective leader, to do that, you need money so you can have the workers to knock on doors. They take time because people have to work regular jobs. Because I understand what they did in Georgia with the with Black Voters Matter. They raise funding so they can help switch it from Republicans to Democrat. Regardless of what it is, they help shift that, and the Republicans are pissed off. But those Black people, they got tired of these regular organizations that wasn't doing enough. And they said, okay, we're going to start doing, we're going to raise some money and we're going to register, get people that are registered and also encourage people that have not voted to vote that is registered. And we changed it. So now Georgia have 2 Democratic senators. So regardless of how it is, they was able to change it because they have a like-minded. On the local level, we can have that same mindset. If Stephanie D. Coleman not doing a good job, and I concur with that because I feel like she does a lot for photo ops, but then when you look at what she's doing at City Hall, it's kind of like she's kind of scared. But she also needs to be replaced by somebody that is loved by the community, that's going to do right by the community, and that come back to the community and educate the community about the updates of what's going on in City Hall. And so that's how it needs to be. And then my part is I continue to broadcast this message to a national audience because everybody live in a city, a town, or a suburb. It might be different players, but the system is still the same. So they'll know how to sign a petition, replace, recall, run for office, register, and all of that, and study that. And then once you do that, of course, you'll be a threat because it's good to be activists to yell. But when you're an activist that are replacing folks and getting things done, then you become more of a threat because you're changing, you're using a current system and using it against these wicked people by getting good-minded people in there. The same thing happened in Tennessee when they expelled 2 Black state representatives. They wanted to expel the white one, but they let her pass because she was white, all because they wanted to do right with, bringing change in the gun laws. They kicked them out. And it made them stronger. So I think Chicago, we need to look at those examples and say, okay, we need to go to the drawing board and be more politically engaged. The same thing how many other organizations have to do in order to change it. But we're going to need the community support. But it's going to take time because a lot of them have to unlearn this behavior and this misinformation. And they need to see it. And it takes consistency. The community honors consistency. They honor that. If you're consistent and they see it, if you actually doing the work. Now, you can't win everybody, but as long as you win the majority a big chunk that can get people empowered, you can change the way Inglewood look, and Inglewood could be.
You gotta understand. I can't fix a mindset that's dead set on voting Democratic, right, or Republican, right. But what I'm gonna do is galvanize a whole new voting block, and then in doing so, as I run for U.S. Senator, just to push against the power structure, Dick Durbin, and it's probably going to be, in this case, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton. But just imagine a Tyrone Muhammad on the stage talking to the people about my work and what I do versus what they've done and hasn't done, right? And that's the whole thing, bro. We got to spark a flame, man. We got to spark a
flame. And you're doing it. When I saw I believe the Rosland Hospital, because there was mismanagement there. I think you was doing
it's still there. I just busted up their whole little. They had a little meeting and gathered to confirm different people for the slating process over there. IBEW union, the Democrats, and the Democratic committee in this city. And the very person that's the CEO over Rosland Hospital, he's the committee man as well. And he's there he was there. So I did a loud outburst. I challenged him and everything. And all he could say, "You're a Republican, ain't you?" That's all he could say to me. And I told him he has to leave our community. And all you Uncle Tom, allow this man to be in here with you all. And he's been violating our community for 10 years, making $800,000 with the #1 felon hospital in the state. Y'all ought to be ashamed of y'allself.
And what have they been doing that made you want to get involved? For the people that have not heard about this issue, because we have people that watch across the country. So what have Rosland Hospital done? Because it's in the Rosland area. For those that do not know, what have that hospital been doing to that community that made you get involved?
Nothing. This hospital, out of 184 hospitals in the state of Illinois, Rosland is number 184. And it has a felon grade of an F. And it's been felon forever. But last year, over $69 million was pumped into that hospital. And Black women, the pregnant women have died there. It's not good in terms of service. Everyone, that goes there, they've caused a lot of deaths, I would say, and a lot of issues in that hospital. Yet that's the hospital that we continue to fund. That's the hospital that we have allowed this guy, Tim Egan, who is also a Democratic committee person, has allowed this guy for a whole decade to be the leader of this hospital that's destroying our community. And that's unfortunate. And we have to figure out a way to remove him. There's no way in the world, bro, you can be in a corporate America over McDonald's, Amazon, or anywhere and fail for 10 years and you will still be the leader of that company. There's no way in no business except in the Black community.
You're right about that. And I love how you bring an awareness to that. And what's the update on that? Is it any good news to update on that?
I've spoken to several representatives, and I've often told them that, listen, as long as this guy's still in CEO and that board still exists, we're going to be crashing your Democratic National Convention that you bring into Chicago. It's going to get crashed. If you want to be, you're going to be about fixing that, then you will be getting crashed. Somebody better get on the business of making sure Tim Egan and his cronies are removed from that hospital. But that's a lot of elected officials I've talked to, and they agreed with me that we have to figure out how to make him step down or do whatever. I don't care. Y'all want him on y'all committee as a committee person, that's on the people to vote him out. But that hospital, that's the community hospital, and he has to leave. And we shouldn't allow, it's no way. Here's an Irish man, and it ain't about color, but here's an Irish man that's been over a Black hospital for 10 years with Black people dying, and we not outraged. Man, something is wrong with us. Something is wrong with us as a people, man. There's no way in the world no Irish community is going to let no Black man be over no hospital that service their women and children, and they dying, and he's going to stay in position of power. We crazy, man.
I agree 1,000%. What can we do to make your job easier on that issue for those that do want to help?
Man, fire Tim Egan. Tim Egan of Rosland Hospital. If you can put that out there, T-E-G-A-N, Tim Egan must go. If you can figure out how to paint that narrative and for it to be a loud chorus to say it is unacceptable for Black women and children to receive terrible treatment at the hands of this CEO. It is unacceptable.
Should they call the state? So
yes, they should call Governor Pritzker's office.
Okay. And I'm gonna give
Governor
you all that
Pritzker's office and Brandon Johnson's office and say that we need Tim Egan removed. We need CEO Tim Egan removed from Rosland Hospital.
Yeah. Yep. And I want to ask you this because, and you let me know when you can go, because there's one more question, because Jamal Green posted that he's meeting with Brandon Johnson about the community center, a center that he wanted to he wanted to rehab a school building that was shut down and make it into a community center. Lori Lightfoot didn't want that to happen. She did not comply for it. She shut it down. Do you think that that's a good idea, that Brandon Johnson should help assist Jamal Green to have a community center for the youth?
Well, I can't say if it's a good idea to have community centers, period. I can't say whether it's a good idea to give it to Jamal Green or whoever. It will have to be a collective center. And yes, we've given them that idea. Those ideas that Jamal Green, you got to understand, I fought for Wadsworth. 2 years ago, I fought for South Shore High School to be able to teach my young at-risk youth. And they wouldn't give it to me. They promised that they was going to allow us to use those schools to be a place for a safe space for our children. But yet they did not fulfill their promises. So then here we go. That's why we so loud about South Shore High School, because it was never given to us. And so the same with Wadsworth. You know, I went to jail for standing out against the migrants at Wadsworth. They locked me up. So now I'm saying, see, people talk this stuff about creating opportunity for the people, but I stand on the front line every day and put my body in the line and say, hey, I want an opportunity to use these locations and these buildings as a way to stop some of the issues and ills facing our children.
Right.
So yes, I believe Jamal Green, Brandon Johnson should give him an opportunity to talk about what that is, but also I believe that has to be an inclusive narrative that has to now bring and include everybody's thoughts, ideas, and opinion on how we create a board, how we create a committee, and how we create a whole programmatic approach of how we utilize the school and how the resources are allocated for that school, not just to give somebody a building just because we have a right to voice our opinion about it, but because it's going to be utilized in the proper way. Because at the end of the day, Jamal Green hasn't reached out to people like myself or others to say, hey, man, what's the best method and approach to using this? And then we showing the collectivism. And that's what I disagree about when it comes to us as people who advocate for individuals who advocate for the community. Me, I want collaboration. I want us to come together where other people's not.
On that piece,
where other people don't. It seems like they want to grandstand and they rather just be happy with their little voice opposed to bringing the community together and we all collectively benefit from it. So that's why I'm at, man.
I remember when I was a teenage coming up, I used to go a lot to the South Shore Culture Center. It was really great.
Exactly.
It was good. I was able to do choir. I was able to participate. It had me something to do instead of being in the streets. So we need more of that, like more of those programs where it could be job training, where if you want to learn how to get into financial, learn about credit, stocks and bonds, and also with this whole AI technology to learn about that skill set too. I think we need more of that, and let it be funded by the taxpayers because we fund so many other things that I feel like is wasteful spending. So fund that as well. But I agree with what you're saying. Like, as I said, for instance, in this point, if Jamal Green get that, have a community on the board like a representative, like from your organization, other organizations on this board, where it's a fair, where it's from the community, where it's fair treatment. You understand what I'm saying? Like having that for that, Absolutely. And y'all work together to help change that community and duplicate that idea in all parts of the city.
Exactly. So
I don't even know about Cory Booker communities. I don't know if that
Cory Brooks.
Yeah, Cory Brooks. I'm sorry. That pastor, the one that was on the motel.
Yes, sir.
Because he just got approved for his, and I think they're going to break ground sometime this year or next year.
Yeah, not just approved. He has raised over $38 million.
$38 million.
So he don't have to get approved for nothing. He built and he stood on the roof and he got what he needed to make it a center where he can build out and everything. I commend him for that. Congratulate him on that, man. And we having a fundraiser coming up soon for me to buy my center. And I'll talk about it more. But
yeah, you know me, I'm gonna help you with that on the social media part, because I gotta let a lot of these activists know YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, those tools the activists have to use, because everybody need to hear the good work that is going on in Chicago. Let's be clear. If I just judge it by the national press, Chicago is bad. It's an unlivable place. Everybody in Inglewood is robbers and thieves and thugs, but that's not the case. There are some people in Inglewood with great credit scores, living good, have great money, but they want to stay in their community. There are also people that own property, but it also have its issues. But it's not just one blanketed statement that Inglewood is just this terrible place. Everybody is bad. That's not the case. There's a couple of bad apples there that's making it bad for the entire community, but it do have some good there as well. And we do have people like yourself and others that are actually doing the work to make the community a better place. We got Inglewood First Responders. It's so many people, so many organizations that are trying, but we also have to broadcast the positive stories, the change, and also need you. That's why when I saw you at City Hall and you were so passionate, and I didn't just see you there. I've seen you previously in all other stuff. One video that went viral with the whole story was an Asian, I believe, store that beat up a black woman, and you destroyed that place. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all shut it down. So you didn't just start doing this when it was the migrant problem. You started doing this when it was foreigners disrespecting people in the community forever. So you have always, that I can remember, been on the front lines. I've seen your work, because typically people just talk a good game and they don't know how to do none on the outside. They just social media activists. They're not actually with boots on the ground. You're actually on the ground and you document what you're doing, because again, if you don't document what you're doing, broadcast what you're doing, the average person, he ain't doing nothing. But you see it on your Facebook page. You see it on your Twitter page. When you went to the City Hall and you're so intelligent and you have a strong argument that, yes, I come from the streets and I need to be a part of this system because I know my people. And you're loud, and you definitely express your right as an American to protest. That's your constitutional right. Like the other gentleman, the older gentleman there, very passionate.
George Blakemore.
Yeah, brother George. He was there very passionate because you're expressing, and I didn't like how City Hall lied to us. Oh, it's no room. We gotta renovate this. They didn't want all of that support there. I think they was kind of shocked that we show up, and we were very patient. And then we couldn't get on inside the chambers or whatever they call it. We was right outside and stayed there till it was completely over. But we must continue that imagery and all of that. And I did see that as well, because you have always spoken against the migrant issue. And I'm glad that now politicians like Eric Adams and others are calling out President Biden, because he got to call them out too. This is not just a city problem. This is a national crisis that unfortunately they're catering to these migrants and neglecting these poor people that have been poor forever. I mean, the Chicago housing waiting list for a voucher has been going for 10, 12, 13 years, and probably even longer than that. And these migrants getting all that is unfair. But my thing is, Republicans would love that they helping create this problem, and also broadcasting that Democrats are not this lover and friend of this community. No party is just doing everything great for black folks. What we did get is because we fought for it. They didn't just give it to, oh, come on, black people, I love you. I'm just going to give you out of good heart. We fought for it, died for it, and we still got to continue to fight for it. They're not just going to give us something, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican. Anything that black people have on the table, we have to fight to get it, create a lot of noise. Look at the sister that's funding black businesses or funding black-owned women businesses that fund, and she's getting sued right now because it's a wicked, racist conservative. He don't want that 1%. He just want that to go away because he says it's unfair to other groups. And black businesses only being funded by 1%. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, but I love that he sued her, not because, you know, he's trying to take it away, but just to let me know that we do have some sisters on the front line that are trying to make it better and more fair and give more capital to black-owned businesses. So at one point, the enemy thought that was going to be embarrassed, but it also helped promote what black people are doing to help change that the wealth gap between black businesses and between our white counterparts, to kind of bridge that gap so we can be more fair, so we can live successful lives and have that generational wealth like white people have. So I love that.
I gotta get ready to go.
But go ahead, brother. Thank you.
I'm gonna send you a link to the GoFundMe because I'm gonna start. You know, I'm 2 years ahead to fight this establishment for this Senate. I want to stand. I win even if I lose. I still win because it gives me a platform to talk about the issues of the people, and plus to put forth to the people that we could create a new party. We sitting around waiting on them to tell us what to do, like we some slaves and puppets. So with that being said, I'm gonna do a whole $100,000 GoFundMe to get me campaign ready to start, so that I could do in Illinois. I want to do 1 million touches for change, right? 1 million touches for change across the state of Illinois to start to galvanize the people. That means I'm touching 1 million hands from the time from now into the time that I'm ready to get my petitions going, and even before petition season is even ready. My goal is to touch 1 million hands. So my getting 25,000 signatures is nothing. I want to be able to get 1 million signatures to tell the people before they even run the candidate that I'm the best fit.
I love that idea, sir.
To be that.
I love that. I'm going to contribute to it with $50, and I ask everybody else to contribute to that as well, because I've seen the work. I mean, I don't endorse too many people. I've seen the work that you're doing, and I think that that needs to happen. And then I love you said something so important. You're going to do it way before. You're not going to wait to the last minute, because
absolutely,
yes, I love that. And I'm going to have my camera out there recorded, letting people know what is going on, because people need to see that it is people that are trying to make their community a better community. So thank you, brother.
Well, I'm on it, man, and you'll be seeing that link within the next day or two.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it to you, and you know what to do. And I'm
gonna
reach out to
you.
All
over
my block. Let me know when you come to Chicago. I don't know if you're here now.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah. All right. So when we get to rolling out, you're gonna see I'm getting a lot of support downstate. I'm talking about with prominent individuals, so that want to be on my committee. So you're about to see a real rollout, man, and of what we're about to do with this. They don't see it coming because they never take us serious. See, they don't understand that guys like myself and others represent the removal or the end of their rule as we knew it.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, for calling in. And you can go follow Tyrone Muhammad on Facebook, and I will get all his social media links, and I will post it as well, so you all can follow him and get more information.
Thank you, my brother.
No
Tyrone, and go to eccsc.org to learn more, or go to TyroneMuhammad.com. That's TyroneMuhammad.com and TyroneForSenate.com. TyroneForSenate.com. Get ready, y'all. We're about to touch the people and change the world.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. All right. That was great. I told you, I really love that. I wanted him on there because it's a lot of great people. Like, I see what Jamal Green is doing. I see what Tyrone Muhammad is doing, and it's others that are doing work. So I said, hey, I have to bring him on the broadcast, and everything like that. Now, we got a lot of other topics to get into. All right. Make sure y'all share this live and thumbs up this live because we got a lot to uphold. Now, I got to talk about Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish, to me, I like her. Like, I will never forget, I read Black Unicorn, and when she had sex with this slow person, they got a disability, and he couldn't really talk like that, and she had some good yoni, and it made him start talking regularly. It was a good story. Her mother having her mental breakdown at Walmart. I mean, I love this woman over and over and over, her story and everything. But now, you know what I'm saying? She is going to have a dating show of successful women dating homeless men. Did y'all hear about that? So Tiffany Haddish have a new dating show, and I feel like it's a good dating idea because I never, have seen a dating show with successful women are dating, homeless men, I believe it was. Homeless Dating Series is the name of it. And shout out to Vibe. So they said everyone deserved to be loved. It's a Tiffany Haddish have 2 unscripted series in the works. The one focusing, it's unscripted, I'm sorry. An unscripted series in the works with one focusing on homelessness and love. According to the Hollywood Reporter, the unscripted series will investigate successful women who are involved in long-term romantic relationship with men who are homeless. Ahead of the Writers' Guide of America strike, the comedian actress dish about the existing TV development ahead of the premiere of the Apple TV, The After Party. They say, I experienced homelessness myself and find that there were a stigma on it, and I don't think it should be there. She expressed to THR, everyone deserved to be loved. Everyone deserved to have someone supporting them and caring for them, not necessarily carrying them all the way. She added, it's really important for people to make sure that they know that because it's really hard to be homeless, so many people are isolated and living on the streets alone. In 2018, the 43-year-old also opened up about her work ethic, crediting her ongoing without basic necessities on the root. When you get tired of washing your A-word in the sink, you would be like, you know what? I'm going to make sure that never happens again, she said. I see my grandmother work all the time, my aunties, all the people that ever been around me in my life. They work their A-word off. I figure out that the method to the madness is know your worth. Don't settle for less. If you got to be hungry, oh well, somebody will alone that pays you what you worth. According to the THR, back in June, Harris Media Production Group announced a development deal with the Star production company. This is Tiffany Haddish production company. She ready that she have an unscripted program about homelessness and love, as well as others centered around psychotherapist and author Elad Kani will both premiere under her banner. So I think that it is a good job in a sense. I think that it's a good job in a sense that you want to do this. This has been going on forever of success, dating people that are homeless. And I really believe that. I think it's a good thing. I think it would be great that she want to do this, and and I don't think it's just going to center around just Black women. You may see white people as well that date homeless men. So I don't see issue with it. You could be homeless today and you date him and y'all fall in love. He becomes a great guy, get a job, get on his feet, etc. Also, too, I think it would be a good job. Someone said it verbatim that rich men that date homeless women. I think that would be good too. Instead of just putting it out there that it's just just that type of way. But again, with Tiffany Haddish, I think it would be great. I know a lot of people were saying that Tiffany Haddish is trying to do something to distract from the scripted series or the not so good video that she did with young kids and all of that. So she's trying her best to kind of like change up that narrative about herself. I get it. And so I'm interested. I will be watching. I will be reviewing it. I don't know her personally, but I did read Black Unicorn. It was very successful. I read it. It was good. It made me laugh on the plane. And I will continue to say, hey, I think it's a great idea. I know a lot of black brothers that feel like, oh, this is good, because they automatically came out and said that, oh, this is about black men, it's going to put black men down. But it could be black women that are dating homeless white men, or, black women that are dating homeless Latino men, or homeless Asian men. So it's just not just going to be black women dating just homeless black men. I think that you should expand upon it, because homelessness is in all racial backgrounds. It's not just in black community. It affects a lot of people it affects a lot of people. So we will see how this is going to play out. I know a lot of people going to be interested. They're going to talk about it. It's already creating a lot of controversy on the internet. They're saying, why is she doing it? This sounds stupid. Don't nobody, a successful person not going to date a homeless man. This is stupid. So, but it's quite interesting because I don't see nothing like that in the marketplace. I would love to see it. I mean, I would love to see it. I think a lot of people in the chat, or that's going to watch this, in the replay, would be like, yeah, well, that sounds quite interesting. I might go and watch this and bring it and just get on my television screen and watch it. Okay, they said, I know, and Tiffany needs something. She need a win. She need a win, because she have not been getting booked like that because of those pedo allegations. They're trying to label her as a pedo. They're trying to label her as a pedo. So I don't know if she is one, but they're trying to label her one. That's what they're trying to do, is label her one. So we will see. All right, how this is going to play out in the future. I know a lot of women in the chat right now are saying they're interested in seeing it. Some people are dating homeless dudes right now. You doing all the work, and they ain't on the lease, and you taking care of them. So is that semi-homeless? They live, anyway, they're supplying you just with peen. So this ain't nothing new. I mean, I've seen a lot of people that been taking care of Ray, and they laying up on them. They ain't working. They living up on low income housing, and they ain't got a job. You got a job. So this ain't nothing so strange. I've seen it. I work with plenty of women. They doing all the work, and they man ain't doing nothing but just slinging peen, with other women or other men, whatever their preference are. And then you working, slaving at these jobs, doing triples and doubles just to make me and your man at doing whatever he doing, and taking your car and messing it up, getting tickets and running from the popo, and jacking up your light bill because he under AC while you slaving in Amazon or at somebody's nursing home. So I don't see an issue there. I don't see an issue with it at all. I think it would be great. It's good entertainment. Why not? All right? Why not? I'm going to watch it. And if I tell people they're going to watch it, press 1. If you're going to watch it, everybody going to press 1. All right? Even because you're curious. You're curious. You're curious. You're going to watch. It is what it is. You're going to watch. Whether you want to do it or not, you're going to watch. Now, I got to get into this thing with President Biden. President Biden is only giving $700 to the residents that have been affected by the wildfires out there in Mali. Hope I said it right. Or out there in Hawaii. $700. Many people are saying this is not much, but $700 is a start. I think they need more. I think that if it's a national disaster and wildfire, I think that they should get a minimum of $10,000 to rebuild per resident, just to start out, and government grants and tax credit government grants to help rebuild their property paid by the government, because we send billions to all parts of the world. So I think that $700 to start, and then another payment of $10,000, and then for those that need government grants to rebuild their property, rebuild that, and also there should be a tax freeze. You don't have to pay no property taxes for about a year or two, so you can get back on your feet, etc. They should freeze all taxes in that area because of that disaster. Do a 1-year tax freeze there, so they can get back on their feet. Because we send so much money to other countries, but yet we want to give our people pennies on a dollar. So hopefully, let's pray Oprah use her political influence, her celebrity status to testify with Congress to say, hey, it needs to be a bill that if a natural disaster happens, that the government will be there in the beginning, middle, and towards the completion of the rebuild of your property, and also funding as well. They definitely need to have that in place to make it sure that people are able to get back on their feet and they don't get into homelessness because they lost everything. And then also that if it is a wildfire and if you own property and if your insurance had dropped you or whatever the case would be, or if you didn't have insurance to cover that, the government should offset that as well. In that case, if you show proof that you would get denied, where they didn't cover it, etc., the government should be able to replace it. So I personally think that should happen, but it won't happen if people like Oprah and those residents and people across the country, because many disasters are going to continue to happen, flooding, etc., going to continue to happen. So we need to make sure we are there. And also some good news, President Biden also to help the residents in Chicago that were flooded on the west side of Chicago. He also implemented a disaster, a national, he called President Biden issued a disaster declaration for Cook County, freeing federal relief for those whose homes and businesses flooded during the severe storms between June 29th and July 2nd. So he have done that as well to help that. That's going to help free up some money to help those places to replace, to get new sheetrock, to get their homes, get their basements done, get money to throw out damaged property and be able to replace their furniture that was damaged. I think that will be an awesome thing, is a great thing. And thank God for Mayor Johnson, the city, and also the state, Governor Brixton, for coming together and letting President Biden know this needs to happen. And President Biden did right by approving that. I think it's awesome. And this is why it's so important to have a mayor that works with the governor and they be on one step together and making sure that it gets done. So I love that happened. I think it's good for the residents that are there. Most of them own their property. A lot of them were city workers that felt like they wasn't getting any relief. But this is a good thing that it have happened. So I love to hear those type of stories of the what President Biden had did. So this is really, really good. And it's a good thing that Mayor Johnson have been using his authority, his bully pulpit, to make sure that the residents are taken care of in those areas. And we must continue to fight. We must continue to that they can rebuild and everything. They went through a lot when it comes to flooding. And it also exposed a lot of stuff with the infrastructure, with global warming, et cetera, how those areas are set up. And a lot of times they need to put more investments in those communities to rebuild so that water don't just go in the basement. It goes somewhere else down a different drainage system. So they need to work on that as well. But we will continue to bring you all those information. We're going to keep you updated on that. If anybody in the city that was affected by that, please go check the city website or go to Mayor Johnson Facebook page, Twitter page, because they have posted all of the information there. If you still need links, you can always email me at wileyshow@gmail.com and I will send you the link, all the information I have, because I'm actually on the email list from this press office. So I get all the information sent to my phone directly. So I love that. So I'm in the know as much as I can to help, bring you to know how to go get those resources that exist. All right. So I have to say that. Okay. All right. Moving right along with President Biden. Here we go. This guy, the football player, his name is it Sean? With the Blind Side, the movie that went Blind Side, and the movie that won an Oscar. I think the Bullock lady played his mother, and somebody else played him. And the white family, if y'all don't know who he is, the white family adopted him, or they came in the movie that they had adopted him. And he grew up with a cracked mother. His mother was a crackhead. And his white family adopted him. They got him to learn his grades, to study, got him in college, and he became a successful NFL player. But to find out, the brother you see on the screen here, he said, "Oh no, that family did not adopt me. They put me in a conservatorship. They had all of these millions of dollars. I'm sorry, Michael. Did I say Sean? Michael, brother Michael here had all of this money and all this money, and literally just really used the man up." And I thought like they really adopted him. But anytime you see white folks doing that and get you into football, it must be some type of problems. But in the movie, They also said, I think it was like the NCAA. I believe they came out when he was in college. They didn't want him. They felt it was some fraud that was going on because they said the parents felt like these white parents are getting these black boys to go to their school that they're donating money to. So they, to keep, it's kind of something like a system that they kind of called out of that. In the movie they played into that, and so now I'm looking at that. Maybe the NCAA was really right about that in the movie, or that actually happened. Because sometimes they put it in the script, but it's sad. And then now the family are saying, "Hey, Michael just doing this because he wants some money. He want to sue. He want all these millions." And I'm like, "But why are you speaking up now? He didn't speak up then. So you kept up the lie all these years that they put it out. This ain't the first time that movie came out. Blindside came out years ago. Came out 12 years ago. Since 2009, I believe. 2009, 2010, the movie came out. So why are we talking about this now? Like, what is the issue? Are you broke and you want to sue the family? Because you kept up this lie. You didn't say anything about it, but now you want to speak up. It sounds kind of fishy. Did you fall out with the family? Did they promise you some money you did not get? Did you spend all of your money? Did you eat it all up? I just want to know what happened. Because I'm like, as I can check, like you didn't say anything years ago when the movie first dropped. Nothing. You was in the NFL. Nothing. He said she didn't. She said didn't know it was a conservatorship until February of this year. I just don't understand that. It said he realized this year that he wasn't actually adopted. He wants to see financially get this fair share. He's retired. He's not broke. I'm like, how do you not know you're not in a conservative? That doesn't make any sense because when you're in a conservatorship, don't they make decisions of your money? So how do you not know that? I just don't. I don't understand. The family also said they put him in a conservatorship to protect him. Maybe he wasn't informed, or he have not been informed of that. And maybe that's probably why they put him in a conservatorship. Because if you just noticed that you wasn't, if you just noticed that you was a conservative, maybe you wasn't smart enough to be over your finances. He did speak out about the book and the movie when it came out. Maybe he was probably promised and discovered the truth. I'm like, I don't understand that. I don't, and then somebody said he just found out, but then now the narrative is I don't understand. Man, I'm gonna do a little bit more digging on this, but it sounds stupid. It sounds like you want some money, and it just don't make any sense. Okay, yeah. Okay, they said, well, be straight up and tell him don't have him sign paper saying it's for adoption. Unlike some, he finally did his homework. Yeah, I just don't understand this piece. I don't get it in a sense because when you're in a conservatorship, they make decisions on your money. Like you cannot really make it probably are a little special ed. That's okay. Because with a conservatorship, you can't even buy property without your conservative permission. You can't even use your credit card without their permission. Okay? But do he deserve money and all that? Absolutely. So that is like, okay, maybe he finally is aware of this. And maybe he found out his parents get a portion of his retirement. It was like, hell no. Okay, so I'm gonna get more information of this and get more like legal paperwork language here. Because like they said, they make decisions, you have no say, so they don't need to tell him anything. Okay, because the family here, they actually said that they did it for his protection. Because when we said the blind side, they said speaks out, legal claim, difficult situation for my family. The family actually spoke out as well. They are actually saying, they're saying right here, they're saying he's 37. He's a 37-year-old former official lineman. Okay. Court documents, they're saying, Michael, that his family, he known his family, convinced him to sign documents that agreed to the conservatorship in 2004. 2004 conservatorship filing claims that Michael wanted them to be his legal guardians up until he became 25 or until the conservatorship was dissolved by a court beforehand. Michael filed a petition Monday stated that the conservatorship is unnecessary as Michael is capable of handling his own affairs. Okay. And then I believe the one that are saying that that none of the, I guess his adoptive father, he's saying that none of his, or supposed to be his legal guardian, that none of this is true. We didn't make any money off the movie. The 63-year-old sports commentator told the Daily Memphis that he first heard the news of the lawsuit after a friend sent him the article from ESPN, who first reported the story. So they said a local newspaper in Memphis said that Michael Lewis, the author of the book The Blind Side film is based on, gave his family half of the share of the profits from the book, said that everybody in his family got an equal share, including Michael, of about $14,000 each. We never offer money. We never ask for money. My money is well documented. You can look it up at how much I sold my company for. The conservatorship at the center of the petition filed Monday, and they also said they had nothing to do with the movie, telling the that the way to satisfy the NCAA when it appeared other might play football at the University of Mississippi. Michael was obviously living with us for a long time, and the NACC didn't like that, and they said the only way for Michael to go to the Ole Miss was if he was actually a part of the family. They said Michael, they set Michael down and told him, if you're planning to go to Ole Miss or even consider Ole Miss, we think you have to be a part of the family. This would do that legally. Okay. They said also Michael wanted to end the conservatorship. Now he will, of course, be willing to end it. He also tell the newspaper that he began to sense a growing distance between his family starting a year and a half ago. We're devastated. It's upsetting to think that we will make money off any of our children, but we're going to love Michael at 37 just like we loved him at 16. While The Blind Side went on to make over $300 million at the global box office, they said Michael alleged he received nothing from the film while his family made millions, according to the petition. Additionally, in February of this year, Michael said he discovered that legally he was not a part of the family. In the film, it was portrayed that Michael was adopted by them after he began staying with the family the summer after his junior year of high school, according to the petition. Invited Michael to live with them that July. It was later presented with a conservatorship. What he signed, however, is unknown to Michael until February of 2023, were not adoption papers or equivalent to of document paper that the petition alleged. NPR multiple requests for comment from both families. They're saying that make it happen. We're not immediately. It was not immediately returned. Michael and his attorney also did not immediately return to NPR requests for comment. In a statement released to local TV station ABC 24 Memphis, they say it's disheartening by the revelation shared in the petition filed Monday. This is a difficult situation for my family and me. I want to ask everyone to please respect our privacy at this time. For now, I will let the lawsuit speak for itself and will offer no further comment. So I think kind of Michael's a little slow here, a little touch, because this ain't making no sense. Okay. This is a little touch, and it could be just he was just great to be signed. He didn't do his research, which is kind of stupid. Anybody that don't do their research, you deserve to get gooped. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have any sympathy for you. You mean you dealt with that white family? If you know the history of white people, you would know to check everything, triple check, make sure you have your own lawyer and all of that. And these people don't do it. And then finally find out February of this year. Use a little touch. I mean, ain't nowhere in the world you just find out you in a conservatorship. Oh, I just found out February this year. Something wrong. You're a little touch. You're a little stupid, dummy. So you don't need to be over your money, because if you just find out that you was getting screwed over, maybe you don't. At 37, you find out that you had a conservative. Girl, bye. Have several seats. Have several seats. Have several seats. I don't give a darn how you are. And if you finally find out you got a conservatorship at 37, you finally find, man, please, maybe. And baby, yeah, and it's your narrative between the white family narrative and who you're gonna believe. Right now, I believe that the courts do need to get involved. We need to open up the case files. Megan Cuniff, if you're listening, make sure you can break it down, because you can break down no case like no other. Because you got the funding. We just subscribed to her website, so hopefully I don't know if this is gonna happen. It's gonna happen in Memphis. If Megan Cuniff can get down there to Memphis, she can break it down for her website and get all the court documents and stuff like that, because you are beautiful media, and stuff like that. I could talk to black media, but they're too busy. They're not going to go to Memphis and everything like that, because they don't care nothing about this. Okay. It was supposed to dissolve when he turned 25. That's what he say. That's what he say. Unless he was benefiting from the conservatorship in some way until now. I don't know, because that's what, if you say it's supposed to dissolve at 25, why did it continue? So that's his narrative. And so that's why you got to look at the court paperwork. You got to look at the court paperwork. Megan, if you're listening, can you please report on this case? Don't worry, I subscribe to your website. I'm a paid member. I send you an email. Because I would talk to black media, one dealing with a Percocet addiction, and the other one want to marry Tory Lanez. So they kind of booked and busy right now with their own drug addiction program and being a whore. So I know you, Megan Cuniff, will be on the job on this case and really breaking down the case and bringing the facts without all the ghetto-ness. Okay? And also, Roland Martin could definitely do it too. Roro, I know you kind of dragged me on Twitter and said I ain't no journalist, but since you were the journalist, can you go down there to Memphis and bring your Roland Martin unfiltered cameras, bring your staff that you yell at, bring them down there, hook it up. You ask for Zelles and cash ups, everything like that. Go down there and crack open this case so we can understand what went on. If you're free, you know what I'm saying. Go down there, Uncle Roro. Go on down there, Uncle Roro. Okay. All right. So I gotta see how that's gonna play out with that. So yeah, we may even go down to Memphis. Y'all want me to go down to Memphis? Y'all don't, hit the cash out. We go down to Memphis. We can go to that because I want to get the tea of this. I want to get the tea because I'm curious to know like what's going on. Okay. Yeah, what's going on? Nurse Ann said, this is why I don't care why you're not a part of being a membership, as long as you watch it. I'm not going to beg you because you're trying to change my idea. I'm not going to always agree with you, Nurse Angel. I'm not. If you want me to always agree with you, you ain't going to be no member of nobody. Okay? I don't give a darn. You could have kept that comment to yourself. You still viewing. What matter? You viewing or paying $4.99 a month? You viewing. I make more money from you viewing. And commenting, Nurse Angel. You think you about to control me because I shout out Megan Cuniff? You got another thought coming, honey. You don't control my platform. You don't. All right? You do not control me, and you're not going to always agree with me, and I'm not going to try to pander to you and try to make sure I have my own mind. If you don't like, go meet somebody that you can control. Go control your husband. Go control I am an alpha man. I don't bend to your idealism. Okay? I don't. And if you don't want to pay your $4.99, guess what? You don't have to pay your $4.99. Nobody begged you to pay that $4.99. You can keep on watching. I'm not going to beg you to pay the $4.99. To the 100+ members that are paying that $4.99, thank you. Yeah, I will continue to have a conversation with my art. Do you have a question? I didn't cuss you out like these other people that would do Nurse Angel. I ain't cuss you out. But I will continue to have that conversation. You can't get mad that I'm responding to you in the audience. You go to a comedy show and say something and wear that wig you got covering your eyeballs in the front, say you're going to be part of the joke. You're going to be addressed. It is what it is. Yes, I will talk about yes. Because you didn't think I seen that little comment that you made. That's why I ain't no member. I don't care, but I'm going to respond to you because I have that right. And you claim yourself you are a Nurse Angel? Huh? Please. Now with that hair on your head, you can have several seats with that. Anything else you want to say? Because you ain't no member? You act like I'm acting for $5 million. That's $4.99. Maybe you ain't got the $4.99. Maybe you deducted out that hair budget. You could become a member. All right. No, I don't want to be mature. I want to be ghetto. I want to be ghetto and ratchet like that hair on your head. I want to be ghetto like hair on your head. Let's stay on topic. I am on topic. Everywhere I open up my mouth, I'm on topic. Anything else? Because you got mad because I shout out Megan Kuna. Megan Kuna, if you're listening, bring them glasses. We need we need you to go and talk about and crack this case. You said grow up, dude. I am grown. I'm 6'2", and I'm still gonna talk about that hair on your head. I'm fully grown. Okay. I'm sorry we got off topic here, but you was there having these conversations with me. Let's move on. You the one that got charged up. You said you don't want to pay that $4.99, and then like you try to hurt because but you view it. All right. Yeah. Just like I don't know what you got on your head. All right. Anyway. And we'll have you, we'll talk to you once service is over. All right, moving on. Now, I got to talk about Lizzo and Beyonce. Shout out Lizzo. Like, I'm in a sense happy that Beyonce, because at first she was following a trend to cancel Lizzo. And I reached out to Yvette and I was like, can you please tell Beyonce to stop trying to cancel Lizzo? That sent a dangerous message because she have not been found liable of any of those accusations. That's what it is, accusations. And if you're going around canceling Lizzo, why are you up there promoting T.S. Madison when she had an accusation that she touched a man without his permission, groped him and touched him, fondled on him. Young man was saying it about, but this particular guy said it and went live. He worked with Tyler Perry on All Queen's Men, and she could face criminal charges. I don't know. But you definitely came out and you shot out T.S. Madison when she had an allegation, and that man said, he touched me. T.S. Madison touched me, violated me. I mean, we could just re-roll the tape. And you just promoted her, talking about how she was pro-black and all of these things, and she had this allegation on her. And you still promoted her and shouted out. So I'm glad that you complied with what I said, because we got to stop with this whole cancel culture. Because, again, we can't even cancel T.S. Madison because at the end of the day, that's just an accusation. He didn't file any charges, I don't believe. I told him to. File charge, let it be a police organization. It was a little KeKe. But at the same time, it's an accusation. Anybody can be accused of something, but we're just going to automatically cancel because of accusation. Okay, everybody going to have accusation. We're just going to cancel. That's a dangerous message to prove, because what would stop Jay-Z from having an accusation? I could do some digging, and he have accusation that he impregnate a mother that was a teenager, that was underage. It's a boy right now that are in court with Sean Carter fighting because before his mother died, before the words that alleged that Jay-Z, that she said, yes, I had sex with Jay-Z and I was underage. So are we going to cancel Jay-Z? That's an accusation here. Or should we cancel him? There is no proof yet. I mean, Jay-Z been kind of fight and don't want to take that paternity test. But if he do take that paternity test and he is the father of that boy, then what that boy mother said was the truth, that Jay-Z did have sex with her when she was underage and he was a grown man. So are we going to cancel Jay-Z? See how that goes, Beyonce? See how that goes when someone have the accusation and have these serious accusations? I mean, again, with Jay-Z and Foxy Brown was accusation that he was giving her that ping and her yoni, and it affect her hearing. Should we just go with these accusations? Because this is very dangerous. Again, if you've been accused of something, the main thing should be, let's withhold our judgment until this is fully vetted and investigated, until it go through its due process. Because if we continue to cancel people without their due process, everybody is fair game. The same with Denzel Washington. Somebody could come out with an accusation about Denzel. They go to the media, file a lawsuit. promote the same thing over and over again? Are we going to cancel Denzel without his due process? So again, we must stop playing with that whole counsel people, and because you can never get that back their reputation. What if they're innocent? What if they're just an innocent person? Then what? You harm their reputation. You didn't want to have, now they're saying Lizzo is being off the consideration of the Super Bowl just off an allegation. Just off an allegation. Just off an allegation. She was just accused. She wasn't convicted. No evidence have came out, no proof, no due process, no nothing, just an accusation. It's just not good, because the same thing that happened with the other brother that was accused of something, Jonathan, I believe his name was accused of beating a woman, and to find now the woman had fled and left, ain't cooperating, and they said he may be innocent. So, but they was taking business deal, dropping him off an accusation. And now you can accuse, and if it go viral, you lose everything. And you can possibly be in it. Now, it is some people that have done it, like Jonathan Majors, thank you. Like R. Kelly, he was canceled, he was convicted, he's a convicted. So boom. Bill Cosby, they canceled Bill Cosby, right? They said he did these things, right? They convicted him, right? He got out, right? They said this is not right. He got out. And so now to some parts of Black America didn't cancel Bill Cosby, because my mother watched the Cosby Show all day, every day. The Cosby Show come on. So it is a sector of it. Maybe white people trying to create it there, but if the Cosby Show on, people still watching the Cosby Show. I mean, it is what it is. That's why they brought it back up, because it's a moneymaker. Let's just be clear with that. So let's just be clear. Black folks ain't, they're going to still watch the Cosby Show. They still going to watch it. And some Black people, may not all, especially in Chicago, you play R. Kelly, we still going to listen to R. Kelly. So this internet talk. Internet talk. Bill Cosby could do a concert right now, even though he Black, he could stumble across that stage and it would be packed and sold out. So, I mean, let's just go ahead on with the okie doke. I mean, let's not go with the okie doke. Let's not go with the whole okie doke here, because Bill Cosby could do a show right now and it will sell out. All right, like Lizzo gonna have a concert, it's gonna sell out. So if she was clearly canceled, won't nobody go to her shows. I just think that, again, we need to stop rushing to judgment and get all details and all facts, right? Especially when you are a person like Beyonce. So glad that Beyonce did the right thing as well. Love that so very much, all right? I love that, because Lizzo was accused. That's an accusation. And now we got to make sure that, what if she go to court and find out it was all just a lie? Then what? Then what? You don't get your reputation back. It's severely that some people never recover. Just like the same thing with KeKe. He was accused of sleeping with Sydney Star, a trans woman. He lost a record deal. And to find out that woman lied. He never got the record deal. He never got his image was destroyed in the Black community, hip hop community. He'd never recover. Now Sydney Star going around saying, I apologize, but the damage is done. It did not go viral of her apology. They still known KeKe as today as sleeping with a trans woman. It's just sad. It's just really, really sad, because we are so quick, because of social media, to rush to judgment. It's just, that's what it is. All right. I hear y'all. I understand. And I see people in the chat here that understand this point, because it is a very dangerous ideal to just believe all women. That's dangerous, because you include liars in that as well. And one lie, it can destroy a person's life. Now, for those that have done it, for those that have done these things, yes, they should be not only just canceled, but spend the rest of their life in prison. If you assaulting and R-wording a person, yes, you spend the rest of your, you shouldn't let your life in prison. All right. That's the point that I want to make on that. You got to understand, we got to stop rushing to judgment. Now, we will open up the phone lines and let y'all call in on that. I want to hear your thoughts. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on Usher and KeKe Palmer, I tell you that I can tell that this was a publicity stunt because now she's the leading lady of Usher video, I think boyfriend. Either I think this is a publicity stunt that because he had her dancing on stage and everything like that. And her the boyfriend said, this is not good because you were mother. This is not good at all. This could be a publicity stunt, or it could be the boyfriend was really pissed off. And KeKe Palmer is, as a person been in Hollywood for decades, I said, hey, I'm gonna ride this way to get a coin. Usher was like, yes, it's gonna make people run for this video and everything like that. So it's good. It's going to create this controversy. I'm going to do a full breakdown of the video about the visuals and all that. But I feel like people are just dogging KeKe Palmer out. I'm not one of those brothers that are going to dog her out because, again, I only honor relationship if you're married. If you ain't married, forget about it. She can do what she want to do. Now, once you become married, there is a standard. There is a thing that you have to live upon. There's principles you have to live up. But if you boyfriend and girlfriend shacking up, those principles don't exist. But once you're married, you take a vow before God, you know to honor your husband, that you will not be dressed half naked, dancing on a person, dancing on somebody that's not your husband. But if you're not married, this is just your boyfriend, your baby daddy, I don't believe them principles don't apply. You don't have her at all. Those principles don't apply because, again, if she don't comply with obeying you as the husband and being under subjection under your leadership to obey you, then you don't need to marry her. She don't need to be your wife. That's why some of you guys that want to date these celebrities, these wealthy people with all of this money, they're not going to be subjective to you. They're not, some of them not going to be submissive because for them, they make all of this money. They're rich. They the boss, and they cannot distinguish being submissive to you when she have hundreds of employees. Her mother is her employee, so why would she be subjective to you? Because even her mother had to understand her role, that even my daughter can fire me because she's been my boss for decades. She helped keep the lights on. She paid my mortgage. She paid it all, paid my house, cars off, all because of my daughter. So that relationship, that dynamic is different. So it's going to be difficult for you as a man to come in and try to have her sit under your authority. It's just not going to work. It's difficult for women, especially black women, to submit to a man and they make more money than that man. They pick up this, I'm a bad bitch, I'm a boss bitch. They pick up that boss bitch image and that spirit, and it's hard to distinguish that until they start being a lonely woman. Then that kind of put away that boss bitch persona. Many women had that boss bitch persona. One woman in particular that I can remember is Monique. She talked about the boss bitch mentality. I had a staff, but I was a lonely bitch. I didn't have anybody. I was lonely. I couldn't keep a man because I don't know when a man want to compete with my ego, this high size ego, this boss mentality ego, you're gonna run a man away because they can't compete when you're trying to pick up that masculine energy and bring that energy home, and you're gonna run a good man away. So what did Monique have to do? She kind of had to shifted her personality, her character, to say, hey, let me cater to my man, let me honor my man, let me be submissive to my man. And when she started saying that, a lot of boss bitch women with that persona, with that spirit, saying, Monique, you are a pick-me. And most of them are saying it. They're lonely. They don't have a person. So they don't understand promoting and uplifting your man and really catering to your man and honoring your man as a king. A lot of women don't understand it because they don't have a king at home, because they're the queen, king, or whatever they want to call it in their life. They just don't have that. They can't fathom themselves to take that risk to submit. Because half of them did submit to a man, and then that man walked on over them like a dirty dish rag. So again, this is why with KeKe Palmer, I think it's going to be difficult for her to have a relationship with a regular average Joe that have no money, that is broke, to submit to that. It's difficult. It's difficult for a woman of stature that to submit to a man that make less money than her and got a less credit score than her. That is a challenge. That is a really, really a challenge. It's really not going to work. Even Oprah Winfrey have said it. I'm not willing to be married to Stedman, because if I was married to Stedman, we would have been divorced. And what she's saying is I would have to submit as a wife, because it comes with commitment as being a true wife. And then he has some type of commitment as being a husband. And I won't be able to comply with that system. So let's shack up. You be my boyfriend. And then also, too, it comes with a money thing. I don't want to marry you, then divorce me. You take half of my money, and I have to pay all of this millions of dollars a month in alimony. So that's also a business decision. And also it's a character decision what you want to make. And then Oprah said, yes, I made stamina sandwich. I don't believe that. She probably told her staff to make the sandwich. But let's just go with what she's trying to say. I made stamina sandwich, but I don't want to be obligated and forced to keep making him a sandwich because I am his wife. So I want to do it because I want to make him a sandwich. But only Oprah can say that because Oprah, she's a billionaire and she decided not to get married or have any children. So that's her idea. But a lot of women try to have that same idea and it's not working for them. They're lonely or they get pumped up with babies. They're not willing to submit and they go with this issue. Then you got a lot of weak beta men that's not willing to honor their women, be lovers of God, believers of God, believing in the principles of God, and really surviving and providing for the home and paying the bills and being a provider and all of that. I get it because there's a lot of brothers out there that are weak-minded, don't want to pay bills, have money, spend their money on foolish things, on childish things, don't want to pay the mortgage, don't want to pay the rent. You want to pay it for your homeboys or put money on your homeboy book or take care of your side chick and ignore home. So that helped too because there's a lot of weak beta men. Beta, weak, pathetic, weak men. It's a lot of weak men that exist. So women picked up this trait of doing it all because they dealt with a lot of weak men. A lot of weak men are out here, and it's hard to find a good, strong man that will be there and that's doing right for their woman. It's difficult to find, especially if they black. To really do it. They out there, but there's not a lot like that. It's a lot of weak men that don't want to pay bills, that don't want to work. I have a stepfather. He worked, but he was bad with money. He want to remodel the house and then don't want to pay the mortgage. You want to remodel, add on to the home, but you don't want to pay the mortgage. How you going to, and then they had to foreclose. We had to move out of our home and move with my grandmother because my stepfather decided to not pay the mortgage and help my mother. She couldn't do it alone. Her income was very limited because she was taking care of 6 kids. He wanted to buy shoes when he felt like man shoes. He was the type of father that he wanted to clock in and clock out. He felt like I want to do it, but so it's very difficult for him. And then now he's paying the price of it. Now he's getting older, sickly. He got really sick. None of his kids want to deal with him. One of his sister. This is my stepfather. Sister. He called me. He said it broke his heart. My sister told him, "You are a failure. I'm embarrassed of you. You embarrass me." That's what she said in front of her friends because he's living with her. And I was telling my stepfather, I was having a very strong conversation. I said, number one, she's picking up the thing because you're living with her. So you have to comply with her rules. So until you become a man and have your own place, you're going to always have to be under somebody else's rule. Are you tired of that? You in your 50s now? Are you tired of living up with your children? Are you tired of that? You was a terrible father. You did good at one part of the life, then you clock out. So now your children is paying you back. It is your karma. You can change, but it's difficult. You need to make that decision to be a man. When are you going to be a man? Ain't you tired of that? You should have your place. You should have your own apartment. You 50-some years old. You shouldn't just be living up on your daughter when you are doing that. And then you still want to sleep with crackheads and bring crackheads over. And my sister said she can't bring the lady over. That's her rules. She's on the leash. She make the rules. Whoever on the leash make the rules. So until you willing to grow up as a man, you got to have it. And we had serious conversation. We got another brother on the phone. This is his oldest son. This is his first son, right? He called. He was telling him how bad he was as a father. And then I was telling him, but I also told my father, you know what I'm saying? I don't really just beat up on a man. I've also said you've done a lot of good. You came to the school. You saw me. You came. You was very active in the school, more active than my mother. Way more active. You multiple part. You was a disciplinarian, but you was a young father and you decided to give up. You wanted to cheat. My mother wanted to cheat. Y'all was competing with. Y'all were both toxic. Didn't deserve to be together because y'all both didn't love each other. Y'all were just in lust and y'all grew apart. And so y'all were terrible. Both you clocked out as a father. My mother clocked out as a mother. So, but yet y'all got to deal with the results of the children paying y'all back. You know what I'm saying? Paying you back with their attitude, paying you back or bringing kids over, not paying the rent, cussing you out, being disrespectful. You're going to get paid back that karma. I get it. And my stepfather said something like this verbatim. I said something verbatim to me. He said this when we was on the phone, and this is what I'm talking about, weak man. I get it. He said this, and he said this very true. He said, Marquise, I'm glad I'm not your biological father, because if you were my biological son, you will not be shit. All of my kids ain't shit. That's exactly what he said. They ain't shit. None of them graduated from high school. And he was right. None of them graduated from high school. But you're blaming your kids, but I blame you as a parent because you set them up to be shit. You raised them to be shitty. So did the mother raise them to be shitty. Both of y'all have a part in this. Y'all both were cheating. Both were toxic. One was a drunk. One was a cheater. She slept with your friend and still with him now. It's very toxic. It ain't working. It ain't no successful relationship. You ain't happy. It's the same problem. Only difference is y'all are older. So, but you know what I'm saying? And I told my stepfather, because I said he's a beta. I told my stepfather, I said, I want to break that generational curse. The generational curse. He said, what generational curse you want to break? Bringing kids in the world and treating them like shit. I want to break that. And not being a father, stepping up with I want to break that. Because I've seen you done it, not taking care of your children. You got other children that went to the state, and they're in the state now. My stepsister and brothers, I don't know where they are, they with DCFS. Every child he had with this crackhead, they take her children. And they told her, stop having babies. And it's all, I think he had 3 or 4 that I can remember that's in the state. And he was mad. He said, man, I need you to track them down. But I said, why would I track them down and help you? You can't even take care of yourself. Where they going to live? They can't live in no living room with you. You can't even take care of yourself. But can you raise them? Absolutely not. I'm not going to be able to raise those children. Let them be in there. And then we did track them down. I didn't tell him. We did track them down. And they live in great successful. They have great adopted parents. They do. They have great adopted parents. They have great adopted parents. So why would I take them, uproot them out their lives, all because I want to help out a person? No, I'm not going to take on that responsibility. And then you had another, she's pregnant again. She's going to lose that child because she can't comply with them. She got all the drugs in her system. She can't comply with them. No, you can't raise them. And yet you still want to do that. Wrap it up. You're not a good father. You're not. But your father won shit. And he was now, let me break this down. I got to say this about beta men because we beat up on the women a lot. But I got to talk about the brothers. So my stepfather, his father, he was very active in our lives. You know, he didn't have no money. He lived with his mother, and she's still alive today. She's about 98 years old, 98, 99 years old. We would go as a little boy, me and my brother, we would go to his home. We would be in the basement, and we would go to the park. We didn't have no money. He didn't have no car, but he spent time with us. But he sat me and my brother down, and he talked about how he was on drugs. He was a heroin addict. He told me he's still a heroin addict. And he said that, you know, I don't want y'all doing. I didn't know what heroin was. I didn't know what drugs was. We was kids. We was in the kitchen. And he said, I was in the military. I was in, what war was that? Vietnam War. And I lived a bad life. And I never want y'all to do drugs. I don't want y'all. I want y'all to be good men and good husbands and fathers, etc. But it didn't hit me until I became an adult. And then I understand that my father, he was set up wrong because of his father. And then he developed that spirit of destruction, and he get that trauma to my brother and sister. Now they're bringing that same trauma to their children. So I never wanted to have that for my children and be a weak beta man, having babies ain't taking up. You're a weak, stupid man. You have children, ain't taking care of them. Period, point blank. You're stupid if you keep having children as a man, keep pumping these women up and ain't taking care of them. Ain't taking care of your responsibility. All of my brothers, they are terrible. Some in prison. 2 of my brothers in prison, got children. One of my brother got 6 children on his way to prison for a couple of years. He caught a charge. He got 6 kids. But then now, y'all all want, oh, Marquise, can you help? I cannot help. The only help I can do is pray. Only God can fix it. If God won't do it, it won't get done. Because I can't do that. That's some baggage load that I cannot carry. It's impossible. I don't have income. Y'all got almost all these kids. I don't have it. So y'all make that decision. It's sad. I fear from my nieces and nephews of because they didn't ask to come here, but it's disastrous. It's disastrous. But again, I can assist and I do the best that I can, but I can't carry that load because you decide to have all them children. Now, if it was just one, Okay. But you had 6 and they got issues. And because of the issues of their father, because of not being raised properly, now y'all have to go through that. And I just can't afford to do it. No, I can't give you $100 to Thursday because you ain't got no job to Thursday. I know the game. No, I can't put no money in the book. You pay back to. How can you put money in the book and you're in prison? And you won't, I can't do that. So eat the meal that they give you in prison because this is the decision you want to go carjack people. So this is the decision you have to go make. You have to live that. You have to do that. It's about the decisions that you make. Now, I will assist. I will encourage you. I will send you a book. I will tell you to go take them classes, but you don't want to do that. So you just want money. No, you need to comply with it because you are a beta man. And then you have all of these children. And this is why women have to develop this masculine energy because the Negroes that they sleeping with, they're not doing right. And I only can speak from my experiences because I have a front row seat to it. All of my siblings, they have children. But putting them as good parents, man, please. I won't even let them watch my dog, okay? Because they just want to they think, I want to have children. I'm grown, I can have. No, you got to raise them, not just have them. You have to raise them. Not just have the children. You have to raise them. You have to raise them. You cannot think that everybody else is going to provide for your children. No, you got to do that. You had them. The government went in that room when you had them. Your uncles, your brothers, they went in the room when you had them. So you got to do that. If I keep making it easy, you're going to keep having babies. That's the problem. Absolutely not. I'm not about to go bankrupt and sacrifice because you decide to do all that. Not me. If they have to go to the state, they have to go to the state. It doesn't, I will cry about it, but I'll get over and keep living my life because I didn't make those type of decisions. And I'm not going to carry that load because you decide to be a beta man. You decide to it. And I come for the women that does it, and I come for the men that does it. Because they stop calling me because I give you a prep talk. I got to give it to you. You ain't getting this money. You terrible. Go get your job. Get GED. I sent an Indeed list. Somebody asked me, one of my brothers asked me for some money. I said, how much do you need? I need $100. I said, you need $100? Okay. So I sent him an Indeed. I said, if you need $100, so you may need a job to work. Go work. Go work. I sent them job leads, community resource leads. Go cut you some grass. I said, I ain't going to give you that, but I can send you a lawnmower. You can go cut you some grass or a shovel if it's in the wintertime to go get you, shovel people so it get you a little bit start. But I'm not sending it to you. That's the problem. Y'all want to depend on folks. No, this is the real life. Ain't nobody just going to give you. If that's the case, give it to me then. No, you made those decisions. You make those decisions. You are a beta man. You weak. You're not a real man if you don't take care of your children. I come for the man very hard because you made that decision. And I understand you made a mistake, but you made 12. That ain't no mistake. That's just your behavior. And you need to be called out on that destructive behavior because you just don't care. And so when these women like KeKe Palmer that become successful and rich, they're not going to comply with you. They damn sure ain't going to be submissive to no broke man like that. They're not. And most of these women don't have KeKe Palmer statue, but they are bosses because they have to be the boss. You were gone. You tapped out. So now you want to come back. It's going to be a long time. If ever that woman going to submit to you, my mother is hard to submit to. She can't submit to no man because she have been the man and the woman picking up all of that for all of her life. So it's kind of difficult for that. It's really challenging. But at the end of the day, when I look at Usher and I look at KeKe Palmer, I also get involved. And I said, this is a powerful situation where Usher is broadcasting something, not just, boyfriend and girlfriend dynamic, but a powerful woman dynamic of what she's doing. Is she embarrassing her baby daddy? No. Her baby daddy, you should already knew that you were dating a woman that have power and even she's a celebrity. So, of course, she's going to grind on Usher because her whole imagery is staying in the news, staying current. She is a public figure, and she have always been in a position she was a child. So you ain't going to change her. All right? And I don't think she's going to marry him at all because if it is not no storyline or a PR stunt, this is embarrassing KeKe Palmer. Let's move on. Now, I will be watching that video, Boyfriend. I will be checking that video out. Hopefully it's good because the last one he had was trash. So let's see how I do on the charts. Let's see how I do on the charts. Let's talk about Derrick Jaxn here. Derrick Jaxn is what I call one of the greatest liars and flip-floppers, and he's so delusional and that I can think of. Because this man did Dear Wifey podcast, did an interview, and he's blaming his wife trauma for him cheating. All his wife trauma, her communication. No, brother, you have done this to your wife, embarrassed your wife, and then you going back to your wife cheated on you when y'all was in college, and that still affects you. But yet you don't care nothing about that, and the man is dead, the one that she cheated on you with when y'all were in college, but you dogged this woman out. You was exposed as a hypocrite. Then you're trying to promote yourself to more women, saying, I'm so aggressive in bed, I like to choke her, I like to pin them up, because now you're trying to cater to more weak-minded women to get in them draws so they could become the next Mrs. Jackson. They're going to get cheated on because you're a man that like to cheat on women. Just admit that. Stop trying to excuse your behavior and blame the woman. No, you a cheater. You did this. It had nothing to do with your wife. You made that decision to cheat on her while she was pregnant and all of that. You cheated on her. You had it in your phone and you're recording your actions all in your phone, and your wife was able to see all of that footage. And this is before Tasha K. Tasha K didn't get aware of this information until one of the side chicks that thought that she was going to be future Mrs. Jackson, and you dumped her, and she went on over there and dropped some tea to Tasha K. That's the only reason why we knew it. And Mrs. Jackson, she wasn't shocked because she been knew her man was cheating. It was just sad that you, as the husband, weak beta man, now from the outside, you look like an alpha because you got muscles, but in your behavior, beta. Had your wife coming there wearing a bonnet, embarrassing herself, having her looking terrible because of she tried to save you, and then you cheated on her again. You never stopped cheating on her. Then you got mad and pissed that she did an interview to expose your cheating ways. Then you went on the same podcast that she went on because you're trying to change the narrative about your wife. You trying to change the narrative that she was a weak guy, and it's all her and how she talk in therapy. And I don't want to throw the counselor under the bus about what he said. You want to say all of that, but yet you don't want to admit that you are the problem. You have always been the issue here. You should have told her and been honest, say, baby, I'm a cheater. I need to divorce you because I'm a cheater. But you never had that conversation. You was forced to admit what your wife already knew because she caught your phone. She saw all the documents, the pictures, the videos in your phone. She saw it in your phone, not in nobody else's phone, in your device. She's seeing all of those pictures, all because you want to come out and be this wicked person. And then this is what Derrick Jaxn said on Twitter. I mean, on Instagram. The Shade Room posted it. Said, quote, when a woman tells her why behind her toxic behavior, she's sharing her truth. When a man tells his why behind he's avoiding accountability. You did avoid accountability, and you still are. In that comment, you avoid accountability. You should have said, I was a cheater. You was wrong. You was a cheater, and you cheated on her through most of the marriage. And she still honored you enough not to expose all of your stuff. This woman was so hurt that she was trying to compare herself to other women that you was flirting with and having sex with on Instagram and saw the videos. That's disgusting that you did that to that woman. You greatly tried to break her, and she still broke it because she still loved you. Like so many other women out here, they just fell in love with a no good trifling man. Many women in this chat alone can relate. I fell in love with a no good man. They go to prison too much, and they just cheat on me. And they can relate to it. They can honestly relate to Mrs. Jackson. They can honestly relate. Then there's some women that got to beat on her, call her stupid and crazy. She had to go through this online harassment because you wanted to be an online influencer, not just talking about celebrity. You went on there trying to be the new Tyler Perry. I mean, the new Steve Harvey. You wanted to be the relationship guru, and you ain't believing in other principles that you were teaching. And that's why your career was destroyed, because you didn't live up to none of that stuff. A lot of the ideas you said, if your man cheated, he never loved you. You said all of this stuff, but yet you were breaking every principle that you was teaching to Black women across this country and around the world. You were wrong. You were wrong. And because of your lack of accountability and because of you lying to yourself and your wife, now you're in this mess because you want to try to save a portion of your career. You want to try to, and still want to give relationship advice. And whatever woman listen to that is trash to listen to your advice, because you don't live up to none of those principles. You cheated on your wife while she was pregnant, continue to cheat on her. And I don't believe y'all are legally divorced yet. I have to see about that. I don't know if y'all separate. I don't know if y'all legal divorce yet. But regardless of what it is, you cheated on that woman. And it's sad. You got to go through all of this baggage because you decide to bring that embarrassment to your family. You are a beta weak man. No man should cheat on their wife and bring that embarrassment to the home. At least if you're going to have the decency to let that woman know before she have to go through that phone and say, baby, I just got to quit this relationship. Or before you cheat, just say, baby, I want to cheat. I don't want to be with you on. Be honest. Just be honest. Most men, they can save a lot of this headache if they honest with their woman and say, I cannot be committed to you only. And let that woman decide whether she want to deal with a cheat man or not. And if when a man show you who they are, women, believe them the first time. All right? To save you a lot of headache. Because most of these women know their man is cheating. They just lie to themselves and act like and avoid that they don't know. But they know. Mrs. Jackson knew that he was cheating on her. She knew it. She knew it. It's just now the world know it. The same thing with Wendy Williams. She knew her husband was cheating on her. Soon as he had it, and it destroyed her mental health. Got on drugs, started drinking, playing with herself, falling out, and still doing all that drugs and whatever she's doing. It's sad. Man can build you up, and a man can break you down to a piece of bread. You got to be careful who you are marrying. Are you marrying a man that's going to make you a powerful woman to build you up to be powerful? Or you make that man to be a powerful man? Or are you going to marry a man that's going to destroy you to a piece of bread? So it's your decision. That's why it's okay if you got to be single. Be single and have your dignity and respect and your mental health in order without you being embarrassed and being in a relationship like with a Derrick Jaxn, good on the outside, but then you going through on the inside. Because on the outside, they look good together. Derrick Jaxn looks good. Dark skin, teeth white, educated, very well-spoken person, muscle, six-pack, but he's terrible. He got to cheat on you. You got to share him with every woman he think that look good. And it's sad. It's pathetic. And one thing I agree with Tasha K, thank you for destroying his career. Thank you, Tasha. That's one thing I can say about Tasha K. For all of her antics, that one story, I give her a round of applause because them the type of stories that need to be exposed. They need to be exposed. Tasha broke the story and destroyed Derrick Jaxn's career. She did it. She broke the story to destroy it, but in reality, it wouldn't be nothing to destroy if Derrick Jaxn would have kept his peen in his pants. And stop whispering to these women, I'm going to make you my wife. I'm going to leave my wife. Women hold you up to that. Then when you don't leave your wife and you treat them or you want to stop talking to them because you got another chick, they go take all that information. Women going to have all that information. They got all the documents. When I tell you all the documents, they got all the recordings. They got everything, text messages. So when they have to go and activate that, they're going to activate that. So stop it. Okay? Just stop it. I get it. Most women stem on a man and then the man eventually leave. I get that. This ain't the only time it happened. This ain't the only time it happened. It's been happening since the civil rights. It's been the beginning of the time. Coretta Scott King was very powerful. Dr. King very powerful. But was he a good husband? No. He cheated on Coretta Scott King. And because of Coretta Scott King understood the entire movement, this ain't no legend, he done it. She stood by her man because it was bigger than her. He was in the movement. But was he a good man, like a good husband? No, he cheated. And they tried to use that tried to destroy that. And they catered towards Coretta. They said, listen, we got they got the tea. It's very well documented that he did it. But Coretta stayed silent. She took a lot of it to the grave. She never spoke about it. Open never talked about it. The site never talked about it. She died with the secrets. She fought to keep those secrets hidden because the FBI wanted to release some information. They got some on tape. She sued and fought to keep it secret, to keep it sealed, because it was illegal to have in the first place. But she heard that, so she knew it exists. She knew it exists. So many women, whether educated or not, have always, especially Black, stood by their man whether they were good or bad. But it's difficult for men to stand by women in their worst part. Let a woman cheat on a man. You ready to dump her or ready to do some harm? Just for one case. Let her talk to a man too long. You upset. But yeah, you can suck and lick and choke and boo and flip flop and flip him over. And that woman got to take it. But let her go and cater to a man and let him go tickle her kitty cat. You ready to fight? Bye. Please, to get him back, I would have slept with his best friend. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's move on. That's how I will always love the best man, because she got the biggest revenge. She slept with her husband, best friend, and it hurt him for years. That's some good revenge. Anyway, love that movie. I'm gonna just say that right now. I love it. I really do. Here we go. Where's the other part? It's another video, another thing I want to talk about here. All right, this is the last subject that we're going to talk about. And of course, with the Derrick Jaxn, we'll do a part 2. All right, Armon Wiggins and Akbar, they was going back and forth in this situation. Armon Wiggins said, don't you find it quite strange that Nicki didn't like Akbar post? And Akbar was saying, hey, she don't have to like the post. It is what it is. And then Armon Wiggins said to her a lot of stuff. Let me see. I took a couple of screenshots. Well, my people took a couple of screenshots. So I'm going to go here and show you. Okay, Armon said, been to Atlanta, but be worse, ain't brave. Hashtag Cardi B. Akbar, your anger is misplaced. Akbar said to him, you're going to see crazy when I see you. I'm going to show you why they call me hashtag big dog out here. You can't bully me, sir. I'm going to show you how to play the game. All right. Then Armon, of course, I told y'all that. He said, oh, did Nicki even hit like on Akbar's letter? For real, I'm asking because I ain't see it. I may be blocked. 3 laughing emojis he posted. Akbar said, well, whenever you get here, then we can meet up. Okay, she want to fight him. Okay, then let's go to I'm going to read something else here on the back here. I know y'all can't see it, but I don't want the computer to freeze when I'm trying to screen share. So I'm going to read it. Armon posted a picture of Offset from Cardi B video, and he said, at Akbar V, instead of dry threatening me every week, address why you ain't show Cardi B how big you were, dog. Been to Atlanta and big dog, big B's ain't brave. Okay, Akbar said, B words not brave when they be in the A. Thousand bodyguard, you know you be safe. You ain't talking about none, and no B is. Okay. Let me go to this. Then Nicki Minaj, she posted something on Twitter, and they're saying that they're talking about Armon Wiggins. Nicki Minaj said, quote, when you are a rapper, you know the history of the greats. And when you are an internet personality, you do not. So if you knew the history of the very culture you are trying to penetrate, you would sit your goofy A-word DF down. It costs you nothing to STFU. Pick Friday 2, 11/17/23. So a lot of people say, oh, she was dissing Armon Wiggins. But at the end of the day, she was dissing Armon Wiggins. And people said she wasn't. She was, because she wrote that tweet directly after them beefing. There was no other day. She was talking about Armon Wiggins, and she still didn't like Akbar post. But Armon had every right to say what he said. Was it some type of jealousy? It could be, because when I looked at the numbers, I mean, Armon only getting 500 monthly streams. Akbar doing quadruple those numbers. compared to them both. It could be jealousy. It could be that Armon wants some publicity because he got a Percocet allegation of him doing Percocet, drug allegation that been going on. He's mad that his song didn't go gold. It went double platinum, double plastic, double wood, double folding chairs from Walmart. It didn't go anywhere. So maybe it is some type of jealousy for him that all he can do to get noticed is to beat up on black women, black successful artists that he wish he was, because he wish he was a female rapper, because most of his rap, he raps like a female rapper. He wants that, but nobody honor it. He even told his audience in the previous video, someone sent me the screenshot, that I know y'all don't listen to my music. I know y'all don't support my music. Y'all only like me when I talk about celebrity. In case in point, I'm going to broaden it. They only like when you beat up on black women verbally with your mouth. You have a very lethal mouth, but they don't care nothing about your music. They don't care at all, because number one, you're not believable. You are a man that take it up the rectum, so they're not going to be with that. You trying to cater to women. It just send mixed messages, so they're not with that. And so of course you are upset that Akbar, she's successful, and Akbar got all of this clout. She's streaming. She can do a tour and sell tickets. You can't. You can't even crack 1,000 people's streams on your music. You couldn't even get $10,000 from your music, and you're spending thousands in it as well. You have something to brag, say, hey, yeah, I'm doing something else, but it's not successful. It is a flop, and that you should take honor of that and make focus of that. Every rapper that have you talked about, Akbar, she's more successful than you in streams and money and accolades. You talked about Megan Thee Stallion, she's way more successful than you. You talked about Lotto, way more successful. She had a #1 record, very successful. You're not successful as an artist, and that's okay. But you're only successful because you talk about black women. You don't talk about white women. You beat up on black rappers, female rappers that's all more successful than you. And then you're trying to use female rappers to help benefit your career, because that's why you bring in Roly Poly to be on your record for it to go platinum. But nobody talks about your record. Only person that talk about it is me, because I talk about you whether you do good or bad. As long as you're doing something, I'm going to talk about you. But nobody else is talking about, no publications are talking about it. They only have to talk about you when you're interviewing rappers. That's it. When you drop a record, they don't talk about it unless you pay the Shade Room, unless you pay the neighborhood talk. But they're not going to post that out of the goodness of their heart. They're not. Maybe they're doing now to prove me wrong, but I highly doubt it. Hollywood I like definitely not going to do it either. But this is what you're trying to do. You say you want to be different than Jason Lee, but you're doing what Jason Lee have done. Beat up on women, throwing drinks on women, call them monkeys, and etc., and be successful. That's a playbook that Jason Lee have proven, and that worked, and it works greatly for people. But again, do I like Akbar? No, I don't like her as a rapper. She's not one of my top faves. I have to listen to her some more so she can cater to me. Rappers that I do like, I love Lotto. I think Lotto is great. Megan Thee Stallion is great, and I also love Doja Cat, because when we broke down our VMAs, our prediction, I love me some Doja Cat. I love SZA. I love female R&B and also rappers. And I also like and love Nicki Minaj's music. I'm not a bar. No, I'm a V fan. Artbar V. I don't know what she call her people. Artbar V fan. I don't know what she call her fans, but I'm not that. I just like, if it's a good record, it's a good record. Did I like Super Freaky Girls, the remix with all the other rappers on there? No, I did not. I thought it was garbage. And that's just my personal preference. But again, and my platform is not built on talking about female rappers every and all day. I just don't, because some are trash. All they talk about is their body parts, and I get tired of hearing about that all day, every day. But never again, that's your prerogative. You're gonna say what you want to say on the internet. Akbar, you're not gonna beat up Armon. He would never be in the same city. Armon have all the security, and you ain't gonna be doing that type of stuff like that. It's a good little threat to have, but Armon really don't go to them hood clubs in Atlanta. He never do that. He's all in West Hollywood, unless you go to West Hollywood or go there when they have selling Percocet, because he ain't in that high-rise building, because one of his neighbors did pass away and he fled, and now he got a whole Percocet and a fentanyl detective spray. So again, regardless of what you want to say about the situation, I think it's dumb. None of the blogs picked it up. They don't care nothing about it. Don't care nothing about Akbar, and they're not going to promote enough for Armon Wiggins. Yes, they promoted his letter that Mario wrote. It made sense because he's the only one that had it. But at the end of the day, they ain't going to talk about this. That don't make sense, because Akbar, unfortunately, you're not on Megan Thee Stallion level. Yes, you got some clout, but you ain't no Megan. You ain't no Nicki, and Nicki ain't going to keep helping. You are Nicki Minaj, guard dog. That is it, but I'm not going to help promote you because I think you're garbage. And Nicki don't have to say it, but she done it because she didn't like it. She seen it. She see everything. She even see my video on TikTok. That's why I'm getting harassed by these stupid barbs. But again, she didn't like it. And I know you got to be right. Oh, okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Nikki don't have to like. I get it. But deep down in that brain of yours, you feel slighted. But you ain't going to be stupid like Erica Banks to trash Nikki because them barbs going to turn against you and harm your career just like they harmed Coi Leray, just like they harmed Erica Banks. And that Erica Banks on Love and Hip Hop getting water thrown in her face, the stupid woman, water thrown in her face, and she got drowned sitting down. You know you got to be real stupid woman to get drowned sitting down. Ain't this done? Out of all the stuff, now she on Love and Hip Hop, getting water down her throat and grasping for breath because her career is trash. She's in the toilet. And now she got to be a reality star TV show making pennies on the dollar because they don't pay them people on Love and Hip Hop nothing. They are trying to fight to be in a union. White reality stars fighting to be in a union. So what do you think the black reality stars that are doing on these other networks? They're suffering. White folks that are suffering have a cold. Then black folks got the flu or in a coma if white folks are suffering, calling discrimination. What do you think these black people are getting? In the case of point of that. But we'll dive more into it once Armon go live on station if he's well enough or if he's Percocet up enough to go live and do a backflip. And then y'all send me the screenshots because I don't want to listen to all him 16 records he got to boost up those streams. Give me the direct time shot of him talking about Akbar V, or give me the direct time shot of him talking about that on station. I go back, I got my notebook here. I take my notes and write it down. I don't need to hear him talk about his music, me being a psycho, me being crazy, me being jealous, blah, 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 me being, just give me the meat and potatoes. Send me the direct time style, so we come on back and talk about what he's saying. And yes, we will continue to reach out to Akbar V. It is, but if Akbar V want to come on the show, we will continue to reach out to Akbar V. But Akbar V, I'm not going to kiss your ass. I got to be real. I got to ask you serious questions. And then I will continue to go ahead on and send you another email. If you want to come on the show, many of your people said you should come on Wiley Show. We welcome you to come on Wiley Show. You can jump up on stream, y'all. I ain't got the money. I ain't got it to go to Florida or go to Atlanta, but I damn sure can give you a link for free. You can hit the link, you come on there, and you can have a conversation, all right? I would love to sit down with you for about 30, 45 minutes. We could talk about it, whether you want to come on or not. If you don't, I ain't going to lose an ounce of sleep because, again, I don't bow down to you. I am an alpha man, all right? I'm not a beta, okay? Anyway, because there's plenty of other things I can talk about. I don't have necessarily with you, but I'm not going to turn it down. All right. I ain't going to turn it down. Okay. Now, are y'all finished? Are we finished? Now, I'm going to open up the phone lines if y'all wanted me to call in. If y'all want to call in really quickly. All right. Give me a second. If y'all do want to call in, I'll open up the phone lines. If y'all want to call in, because I don't have time. It was like, why you need the time set? Why I can't watch these 4 videos, child? I'm so busy doing what I'm doing. I don't have the time. And I don't have the time. And I wasn't even knowing about this Akbar V stuff. Y'all sent it to me, so keep sending it to me. Because he got me blocked. The only reason why we keep it going because y'all send it to me. We're going to talk about it. Because I'm going to do what my customers want me to do. You are the view. You are the customer. If you want to hear that, I'm going to talk about it. It is what it is. I'm definitely going to talk about it. It is what it is. Maybe Akbar will do a diss record. Maybe Armon needs to do a diss record instead of him talking about sleeping and using the black card. Maybe he needs to start dissing other rappers and different other stuff. Maybe that will work for him. Stop talking about sleeping and you want to be catered to, get your box 8 and all that. Women ain't going to be in that type of stuff. They ain't going to support it. So maybe if you start dragging black women, maybe it'll go viral. I don't know. Child, yeah, everybody ain't meant to be no artist. You may be you're a good commentator. Maybe it ain't meant for you to be no artist. Maybe you're a good writer. Maybe you're meant to be no artist. It is what it is. But keep doing it because I like your records, but your audience don't like it. And it make no difference. They ain't bought it. I ain't bought it, didn't bought it at all. We did a whole broadcast. I ain't bad. They ain't bad. Just like people didn't go buy Bros. They ain't gonna support Bros. But yet you couldn't beat them defending T.S. Madison. Defend me by going to my movie when my movie come out. Defend me by going and supporting me and support and buy my music, buy my records. But you ain't gonna buy the records. You just gonna sit and complain. Okay? You're going to skip through that. When he play that music, they're going to skip right through it. And some of them can't because they watch him live. He gonna play all the songs over and over. His streams dropped down to 500. At first, it was like almost like 9 to 1,000. It dropped down. His monthly stream dropped down to 556. Now, when he released a new record with Roly Poly Snacks, of course I'm gonna get my snacks and I'm gonna watch it. I ain't gonna be no hater. I'm gonna still criticize. If it's good, I'm gonna say it's good. Deposit Your Check was good. I'm not the one that's my favorite. That actually should have been a video. You know what I'm saying? I love that way. I know he tried to, nobody did any TikToks on it, but you got to drop some cash with them TikTok stars. You know what I'm saying? So do what these labels do. Drop some cash. Manufacture that. All right? I get it. Just drop some cash. I'm gonna say, anybody got something to say about Akbar V and Armon Wiggins? Because again, don't nobody really care who Akbar V is. Yes, she's an artist. Let's see her monthly. I know it's more than Armon, but let me be curious to see what's her monthly stream. That's how y'all judge artists by their monthly streams. So Armon Wiggins' monthly stream 598 streams on Spotify. Oh, so sad. Akbar V. Let's see really quickly. Akbar V. Her monthly streams. Hers ain't that good and that great, but it's more than Armon. It's 11,004 monthly stream. It ain't that more than Armon Wiggins, but her records herself, her best record is Blast Off, 522,000. Smoke It Out, 15,000. Miss Mama's 1,900. Actually, Armon, one of his records do more than that. And that B Word, 7,000. Clown, 43,000. The biggest one that she got is on Bruise. All right. It is what it is, honey. But it's better. It's more than Armon Wiggins, what I'm saying. But not that much. And Akbar, while you up there want to fight people, you need to go in the studio and get you a hit. You wasting time arguing with folks. It is what it is. You got a lot more work to do, Akbar V. Okay, we're gonna talk to your daughter. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna send you an email. We're gonna counsel you because your anger, you gotta get it together, honey. Okay, I'm just saying it from the heart. I love you, but I didn't know it was at 11,000. I know it's I know it's more than Armon Wiggins streams, but yours is really really low, 11,000. Yeah, Saucy Santana, a whole dude with nails, got more than that. Let me see what the dude with nails got. Hold on. Because he got way more than that. And that's a whole dude with nails. He up there picking up your image. His was 1.5 million. So you got to get that together. And then you talking about Cardi B. You was on a whole soundtrack that Cardi was working with and Halle Berry with. Girl, bye. Y'all just sit down. Y'all might want to fight. Yeah, hold on, child. Just really dumb and stupid. But yeah, man, this is too much. This is really, really too much. That's going on. Y'all bear with me, you guys. My computer, I forgot to plug it up. But we're done at this last show because I'm just looking at this. I'm looking at this 11,000. Child, y'all rappers, y'all got y'all priorities. Hold on, can I do it this way? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it this way. Y'all got y'all priorities messed up. Like for real, for real. 11,000 streams, honey. Get it together. 11,000 streams. All right. Whatever you got to say, you got to get it together. Okay? You got to get it together. Now, thank y'all so very much. We're gonna go. This is so much fun today. I had such a good time talking with y'all on the morning show. We'll be back tomorrow for a morning show. Also, I'll make sure Vegas, October 6th to the 9th, Wiley Show Production at gmail.com. Wiley Show Production at gmail.com. Send me an email. We answered all your emails. Also, I want to say thank you to the members that are here. Love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. That's 11 a.m. on the East Coast. We may go live earlier than that, so just be on the lookout. If we still got time, we need about 5 topics tomorrow. 5 topics tomorrow. So keep sending it to me. Send it to my DM. Do not call because I'm not going to answer unless you are a celebrity. Okay. But 5 topics. So send it to the email, wileyshow@gmail.com. Send it to the Instagram at Wiley Show. Send it to the text 972-674-9462. You can text me all the receipts, text me the timestamps, text me receipts and all of that. Send it to me. I don't care if it's an international story, local story, all of that. You can just send it to me, okay? Send it to me, all right? Whatever it is, if you think it's a good story, send it to me, all right? Thank you to the, I want to say thank you to the owner and operator of ESCC. Thank you, Tyrone Muhammad, for coming on our show. Where we had a beautiful conversation about the new chief here that was picked by Mayor Brandon Johnson. We also have another politician we're gonna have a politician gonna come on. So I'm super excited for that. We also got, I think a politician's gonna come on next week. We just working on scheduling. Okay, we just working on scheduling. So next week we're gonna do that. Next week we're gonna do that. Don't forget October 6th to the 9th, Vegas. We said that. Thank you, Latavia. I need you to. Yeah. All right. What's going on with station? They said good job. Y'all bear with me, y'all. Yeah, bear with me. I think it gotta be a StreamYard because I'm on my phone now. It gotta be a StreamYard because this never did that. It gotta be StreamYard. But nevertheless, yeah, it's a StreamYard. Oh, I'm glad we over the morning show though. It did it towards the end. Okay. Stella Rosa. Yes. Yes, I'm glad he did it towards the end. All right. Gotta go. Love y'all. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video, subscribe. See y'all tomorrow. Thumbs up and see y'all tomorrow. And make sure if y'all want to contribute to the show, Cash App, $ Marquise Wiley 28, Zelle at wileyshow@gmail.com. You can contribute to the show. We want to say thank you all so very much. Zelle, wileyshow@gmail.com. Cash App, $ Marquise Wiley 28. Also, you can donate on the PayPal as well. All right. Thank you all so very much. And I will see you all that way. So Latavia just text me on 972-674-9462. I gotta get that together for Vegas. So yes, or you could DM me on Instagram, and also so we will see y'all there. All right, I gotta go. I got more stuff to do today, and I will see y'all tomorrow for another morning show. This was lovely, little black boy, you beautiful, little black girl, you enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. This has been such an honor seeing y'all here. Talk to y'all soon. Peace. Yeah, this was lovely. This was a good show today. Oh.